Gamers? Wait, let me politely see. Yes! Hi gamers! Hi! Welcome. I apologize for the delay. Basically what happened is that your girl was like, yeah, I'm gonna be an adult. I'm forever 17. If I'm gonna be forever 17 for quite some time, I have to do errands. So I woke up this morning because today's the first day of bearcat school, and I'm like, I'm gonna go format my notes. oh my goodness, I should have done grocery pickup last night so I could pick it up early as soon as I woke up. But I'm like, oh, I really want to look at school stuff, so yeah, I'll just do the grocery pickup at 1. No problem, and a few other errands. Excuse me. Turns out I basically put the grocery order at the wrong grocery store because I was looking at this other supermarket. I'm like, oh, they have the thing that I want. I completely forgot about it, had not changed it, so I was really confused when I went to my local supermarket. I was like, hi, order for Tipa. Yeah? And they're like, who? And I'm like, I know I'm not a celebrity, but no, I'm just kidding. But they were just like, yeah, we don't have an order for you. And I'm like, huh? So I'm like, no way. And so I didn't give the guy a fuss. I was just like, oh, that's weird. Okay, let me go check my order really quick. Oh yeah, you're right. I put it to the one that's 15 minutes away. I apologize. Sorry about that. And he's like, yeah, you're all good. No problem. But it really sucked because I was already over there in that area before I had went to the supermarket because I did another errand. And I'm just like, wasting gas. I mean, it's 15 minutes, it's okay, but then it's 30 minutes away from my house, and then you know what that means, and no. Anyway, but I'm here, life is good, and we are here absolutely chilling. Today we're going to be going over some, 2 classes of mine. We're going to be going over imaging, which honestly, I looked at it, it is really dry. It looks like a lot of it right now is just definitions, but that's kind of the nature of a lot of these classes in the introductory period within the first like week or even 3, you know. And then hopefully maybe we can move on to another class, and then look, if we have plenty of other time, we'll go to the 3rd class. So technically I have 4 classes this semester. I just picked imaging because it was going to be the driest one, and I'm like, hey, you know what, might as well make a study with me stream from it. There's definitely more interesting classes, like the one I'm taking neuroscience, but we're probably not going to get to any like cool neuroscience disorders anytime soon, so but let me say hi to everyone first. And I'm just like, yeah, at least you survived. Yeah, but it's so inconvenient. I could have started an hour ago. I could have been filled with knowledge. Didn't die for a grocery run. Let's go. Yay. But I did wait a little while. We waited like 30 minutes. And I was like, did you guys forget about me? And they're like, no. Yeah, we did. I'm like, I'm like, oh, it's no problem. I know you guys are busy, so it's okay. These things happen. Val says I did that with food once because there's like 4 of the same restaurants along the same street. Oh, in the same street. I feel you with that. I know every time I order, they're like, make sure it's this location. I'm like, double checking address. Okay. All right. I think we're good. But no, honestly, my biggest fear, picking the wrong address. But yeah, I got it fixed, so hopefully next time I order groceries. Thankfully I don't order groceries I don't order groceries very often, but gosh darn it when I do. Anyway, my how was, and then we can get into actual studying. Hi, welcome. Thank you Ripple, for being early. I'm so sorry again about the delay. I literally at like 1:40 I was like, oh. Thank you. Hello, you too. Hi, welcome. Oh, actually, also, let me be shout out. One moment. Ta-da! Hi, Kai. Hi, welcome. Hi, Tomic as well. Hi, welcome. Hi, Sunny as well. Hi, Tips. Let's go get the croissant. We are getting the croissant. We are getting the bread. We got the ground beef. We got the ground chicken. We got the rice. We got the peppers, we got the veggies, we got it all. Grocery shopping, my dude. Actually, the I didn't tell you this because I guess I was more sharing like VTuber New Year's resolutions rather than personal, but for personal New Year's resolutions I want to be able to cook even more so, which sounds really dumb. It's like, Tippa, how have you been surviving these past, I don't know, life? And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. But I feel like especially within these past few months, I don't feel like I've been cooking that often. But I also at the same time, I haven't been spending money. So I'm just like, how have I been surviving? Have I just been eating cereal? I don't know. So I really want to get heavy into like, hey, you prep your meals on Sunday, so at least you have 3 to 4 days of meal, and then, you know, you rinse and repeat the process. And then I can help like encourage myself by posting stuff in the foodie channel, being like, here, Cubs, excuse me, this is what I made today. Here's the recipe. Da-da! I just think it would be really cute, honestly. Right now, my big focus is rice bowls because I just went through a whole like binge of I haven't had rice in a really long time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I hecking love rice. So please expect a lot of rice bowl photos. Rice bowl, not ball. Sorry. But yeah, also happy to see that you're interested in Haka, your fellow Spanish-speaking VTuber. You say fellow, but like we're on equal terms, and not like, oh, because he's what do you call it? What do they say? Agency, company? He's a brand VTuber. I'm like, no, I'm not on the same level as him as all because I don't speak Spanish. I just don't speak Spanish, but he was really interesting. I think all the new Tempest boys were super interesting. So again, late apology for all the spam of my dumb thread of my reactions, but they were all well worth it. I think Fleon, the red hair guy, is really cool. I loved their intro at the beginning. I love my jester guy Gabis because his humor is just really dumb. Haka has such high energy, and oh my gosh, I can't remember the last guy's name. The guy with the pecs, the guy showing off his nip-nops. Well, no, he's not showing off his nip-nops, but might as well be, right? He's just abusing his deep voice. I hate it. I don't hate him, but it's just like, seductive deep voice sound. And I'm like, gosh darn it. But I don't really know much about him because I ended up being really sleepy. It was like 1 a.m. my time when he debuted, but I was very excited and I can't wait to see more of them. They're all like very wacky and fun. But yeah. Hi Zero, by the way. Anyone got gal gals? We all got gal gals if we look deep into our heart. Love the intro. Thank you. Tip is using photosynthesis. I have to be because I have no idea how else I'm surviving right now. What's on? Tip's gonna turn herself into a box of cereal. I promise. I actually haven't really been eating cereal that often either. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, but now I'm gonna be a banana fanatic because like I said, I was picking up my groceries and I had only ordered like 6 bananas. I haven't had bananas in a long time too. Sorry, now I sound like Tippa, what do you eat? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I've had bananas in a really long time because they go bad really fast, or you get them too early and then you have to wait a few days and then you're not really in the mood and then you're just like, oh well, no, I have to eat these before they go bad. I think the people at the supermarket felt bad for me because they saw I was waiting for a while, because I'm pretty sure I only ordered 6 bananas because I was like, oh, I can make like smoothies in the morning or something, and they gave me 12. So if anyone wants to come over Bearcat Mountain for some smoothies, I am more than happy to open up shop. Yeah. Rebel says time to prep a bowl of cereal to last all week, honestly. But you can't pour the milk in because it's gonna make it soggy, because then when I decide to eat it 4 days later, it's gonna be like, basically disintegrated. 7 Hot Pockets for the week? Oh my goodness. I don't think I eat Hot Pockets. I know that sounds really weird, but I feel like Hot Pockets a lot of the time has like pepperoni in it, and I just don't eat it like that. I don't like pepperoni. I'm sorry. I like the bite one, the pizza bites. Those are really good, but only the cheese one. Time for more Duolingo Spanish then? Maybe. I don't know. My schedule's kind of woo because I'm finding employment. But speaking of employment, let me tell you about that good stuff. Tippa, please stop abusing your deep voice. Excuse me. This is my natural voice. I do, by the way. Hi. Welcome. Oh my goodness. No, but I don't know. Like, you have to hear him stream. He's just like, because as soon as he spoke for the Hollow Tempest guy with the pecs, people were putting pregnant woman emojis and engagement ring emojis in his chat. It was actually really funny. But the reason why I said to stop abusing his deep voice is because he said, he's like, okay guys, let's stretch. And he made such a sensual sound that I'm just like, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm gonna about to like pop it up or something like that. But yeah, no, it was a bit calm. I was just like, guys, it's okay. It's not that serious. It's just a guy with a deep voice. It's okay. So, super fun. It's like one of the first few minutes of the A debut. If you do want to check it out, though. For now, I should probably get the setting. But wait, yeah. The employment news. I got an interview for tomorrow, so hopefully that goes super well. They're paying me big cash monies, so I'm like, wow, this is either a scam or they're really gonna pay me big cash money, so I'll let you know. As for the other job that I thought was gonna be really nice and such, I politely denied it because I didn't really want to drive 40 minutes for a $12 an hour job. I'm so sorry. Not to sound absolutely spoiled, but $12 isn't enough. And then I have to take toll roads to get there. Like, oh no, it's okay. I'm so sorry. But my mama bearcat lives around that area. So my mom bearcat, because I told the lady, I'm like, she's like desperately looking for anyone, the employer. And I'm just like, my mom. My mom lives like right nearby. You're more than welcome to take her and train her as a barista. And she's like, yeah, just tell her to apply. And I'm like, huh? Oh, okay. So, my mom bearcat's really happy. She's like, oh, I always wanted to learn about coffee. And I'm like, I'm glad. It's never too late to start anything new. But anyway, Robo says, guys, it's not what it looks like. It's just a guy with a deep voice and exposed chest making sensual sounds. That's all it is. That's all it is. Praying for big monies? Okay, cuz, are you ready for this? You ready for this? So the job that I'm gonna get interviewed for possibly tomorrow is like, yeah, we'll pay you $22 for training and then we'll pay you $26 an hour. And I'm like, huh? What? Nani? I'm like, you're kidding. I'm just like entry level. I'm just like 26. People get degrees for that. So hopefully they don't like kidnap or kill me after I do the interview or something. But like, yeah, looking forward to potentially taking that job. That's a step up. It is, because again, like I told you, the other job was offering me $12, and again, the most I've ever made in my life is $14. I don't have my degree yet, so it's really hard to do anything. And I did the barista thing because I would have been a bartender, but I don't really want to work nights or deal with like a certain crowd of people. And then I would have been a server, but I really don't like that servers don't get paid minimum wage. It's just basically like, hey, here's like $4 to $6 and now everything else is tips. Like, I can't do that. It's too unstable for me. Don't forget it's when you're rich. Alright, now my actual career will pay me double. If not triple. So I won't forget you when I hit above middle class. I'm very excited to hit the middle class. It sounds like a Hitman job tips. Good luck. Thank you. I'll definitely try to knock it out of the park. I'll be like, teehee, you know you want me. I don't really know what the job entails other than typing, so there goes that. But no, super step up, so just wanted to update you, and if everything goes well, I think I had the interview right before tomorrow's stream, so definitely, yeah. Middle class seems so far away. It is sus. It is. Soon. I was thinking about you the other day. I was just like, aw, sus. I'm gonna buy a duplex. Oh no, they don't have duplexes. I learned there's more than a duplex. There's a quadrex. I don't remember, but basically, so if you're unfamiliar, a duplex is basically a house that's split together, right? But when I was looking for places, I saw that there's a quadrex, and I'm like, what's that? And it's basically a house that's divided into 4, and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm gonna have all my friends live in the same house. It's gonna be like a gamer house, but everyone at least has their like own private section, rather than people living in a mansion. More reasonable, more affordable. Oh my goodness. Typing, you'll definitely make it. That's what I'm hoping. But apparently this might be a job where when people say stuff, I'll have to type it, which we can use as an example here. It's really not a problem for me to do that, but the issue is just that I can only type my own words really fast. XD. I don't really know how to, you know, translate or I guess transcribe other people's words, but thankfully I can definitely type at a relatively okay speed. They wanted people to type 60 words per minute, but thankfully I type over 100 if I really try. But yeah, so hopefully it all works out. I think you just call it Complex Pass 2. Gamer Complex? Gamer Complex, let's go. Sorry, I was typing that. Gamer Complex, let's go! I want that. That'd be so fun. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Recap, let's get into it. Let me actually close my door really quick because Peace keeps coming in and out. She might hate me. But she doesn't want to hang out. And I feel bad for being annoying with my door open, but it is what it is. Alright, Tippa officially on her way to become the goddess of typing. Wow, goddess! Get that homie house? I love the homie house. I want to do it so bad. Peace has been nothing but super cute today, but I can't play today right now. I have to go study at least. I have like another meeting for imaging. That's why I'm also studying imaging today. I have an imaging meeting with the professor, excuse me, around 7 p.m. EST, so I'm gonna try to see like if I have any questions to ask them. Let me sip some water really quick. I still live with a peace flip in my brain. Oh no! Oh no! Hold on. You have to see this thumb picture. So, I was talking to my grandpa on my Papa Bearcat side, and my grandpa's not like, I don't know how to explain it. For whatever reason, I have not talked to my grandpa in a while. Like I saw him a few months ago, but I was thinking about him the other day, and I realized I never had his number. I feel like a bad grandchild. I don't have my grandpa's number. But I got to talk to him the other day, and he wrote this message that almost made me cry because he's so articulate with his words. Like he's such a pretty writer, and it made me tear up. And he's just like, "Oh, and pat your cat for me," and I'm like, alright, illusion ruined. But I sent him this picture of my cat. Let me see if I can send it or put it in the peace channel. Pets channel. Let me see. Alright, let me grab it from the Discord so you cups don't have to like jump over. Or wait. I just don't know why she looks like this. I love her though. I was gonna make it into an emote, but I think the Discord's getting full of emotes right now, so I'm at my limit. And I'm just like, what do I even title this? Peace what? But she's so dummy looking. I love her though. Alright, now I'm gonna be focused. I always say we're gonna be focused like almost 30 minutes in the stream. Okay. She reminds me of Jinx the cat in some. No! She's got a dummy face. It's her? It is her! I love her. Okay, yeah. Anyway, imaging. So, basically, imaging are like those really fancy like x-rays that you tend to see. Or x-rays are a type of imaging that you can use in general or in Bearcat school. So today we're going to go over the introductory stuff, and we're going to be talking about different type of imagings we can use. We could talk about like x-rays. We could talk about CT scans. We could talk about ultrasound, because even though ultrasound is really interesting, because ultrasound, a lot of people associate it just with pregnant women in the sense of like, oh, is it a boy or a girl? Is it a healthy individual? But you also use ultrasound in other ways to analyze or get imaging of muscles and such. Ultrasound can also be used therapeutically, but we'll talk about that when maybe we talk about biophysical agents, which is another course that I have. Biophysical agents sounds like really like how do you say it? Really fancy, but again, this is like, oh, you want a hot pack, an ice pack? Here, we could use electrical stimulation. It's stuff like that, you know? And we're also going to be talking about MRI. This is going to basically be very dry stuff about definitions, so again, I apologize in advance, but pretty much we'll see how we can use it in our practice and then pretty much understand these 3 things. These are going to be our learning objectives that we'll go back to when we're done writing our notes and being like, hey, did we accomplish our learning objectives? Did we get all that? So, ba-bow. This piano jazz is so comforting. I'm glad. Let me know if it's too loud though or anything like that. I think it's a great volume, but I mean, I'm also like eating my mic right now, so. Hi, Carmel. Hi, welcome. Hey, hi, welcome. Alright, so some of our objectives again is just to see about the radiographs and understanding key factors that involve in the creation of these. So again, radiographs, ultrasound, CT, which CT stands for computerized tomography, and then MRIs, which are going to be your magnetic renaissance. I want to say renaissance. I can't say words. Imaging. Hi, welcome. Thank you for the hydrate review. Hold on. My water bottle is still heavy. I put it on the floor. Ever since I broke the mirror on my table, I'm like, never again will it go on a table. So welcome. Thank you. Yeah, this word right here. MRI, magnetic resonance. Panic. Drinks water. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. Thank you. No, you're good. You're honestly good, Robo. So in addition to that, we're gonna understand characteristics of why do we have these, what makes each one different, etc. And then we're gonna understand how this is gonna play a part in PT practice in the legal framework related to the use of it and how we can apply that for like when a patient comes in and they're like, hey, I have this imaging, and I can't be like, hey, this is a doctor's job. Like, no, they teach us imaging, and yeah, we're the body experts, and yeah. So let's get started, okay? So one of the main reasons I wanted to do a study stream or study with me stream is because I was trying to listen to the guy speak.
Picture rank the structures. So least radio dense is air, fat, slightly.
I know it's very quiet, but I'm just like, oh, it's okay. I'll just look through the PowerPoint really quick. So, let me see. Yeah, we'll go radiographs, then we'll go ultrasound, and then we'll kind of go from there. So, I have the screen might be looking a little bit more different than usual. It's because on the other half of my screen, I have my PowerPoint notes, and I'm basically gonna rewrite notes and see how we can like easily define words and most likely grab like better images and whatnot. So, let's do this actually really quick. Never mind, let's not do that. I'll turn on the background. Good luck on studying. Oh, absolutely no problem. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. So let's see. Let's define radiology. So radiology is the field imaging diagnosis using radioactive substances. Recently, there are techniques that do not involve radiation. So those that don't involve radiation are going to be like the MRI and the ultrasound, because ultrasound, by the way, they use like maybe we'll just wait till we get there, but basically they use like a little device. I want to almost say remote, but when you think remote, I think you're thinking like TV remote, so I'm like wand. They use a wand. That like this, you know? So we got that. So those definitely do not use any kind of radiations. You don't have to be wary about it. Think of like again, when you get X-rays, that's a type of radiology, and pretty much what happens is, like, you know, when you go to a dentist and dentist is like, okay, let's put all these stuff in your mouth. Oh, here's like a cloth, and I'm gonna be on the other side of this wall. It's like, oh yeah, okay. Soundhead? That's what we call it in German. I take it. I'm not entirely sure about the word. Hopefully by the end of this semester I will have the English, I guess, American word for it, but I can also take soundhead. But yeah. So recently MRI and ultrasound are becoming more popular. Ultrasound does in fact use ultrasound? Yeah. Let's see. So recently no. So we could say a radiograph is the X-ray film containing radiograph is the X-ray film containing an image. X-rays, of course, are not visible, so using the term X-ray for radiographic image is incorrect. It is more accurate to refer to the patient's radiographs, but as films are increasingly being replaced by digital images, the term now preferred by the American College of Radiology is conventional radiograph. Huh? Hold. So I think what they're trying to say is X-rays are not visible. So they're like, it's actually incorrect. If you see what you think is an X-ray as an X-ray, you should refer to it as a radiograph. But actually, we would like to use the term conventional radiograph. Oh, how weird. How weird. Alright, let's put this here. Recently that radiograph is don't like imaging. I will just politely copy and paste this, to be honest, because I feel like that is just going to be easier at this point. So radiograph is the X-ray film containing an image. X-rays are not visible, so using the term X-ray is incorrect. We'd want to use this, but really the word that they want to use is this, and then we can actually decide to highlight this word, and then this can be like the definition. But we don't want to use X-ray. So it's so silly. Technicality is so silly. Alright. So let's think. Oh. So how are radiographs made? I think it just means try to avoid confusion, because the practice and the resulting image of the electromagnetic radiation all use the same word and it's getting confusing. No, I bet. I absolutely bet. But no, thank you for the clarification, because I'm just like, So pretty much how radiographs are made is that we understand that it's X-rays that pass through the body to the film. Background may be loud? I got you. Is it better? Hold on. Yeah, it on the audio visualizer it's in the green instead of the yellow, so hopefully it's better. So X-rays pass through the body to the film, and then what happens from there is that the radiation is going to reach in the film. Film darkens the film. So they have a picture right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I have my my phone on, because I was expecting to do the phone interview today. So I'm like, yep, I'll keep my phone on loud, and I'm just like, Alright. I'll put this here. We'll put this to the side. So they have an image right here, and basically right here, this is the X-ray tube. What's going to happen is that the X-ray is going to pass through the body of the film, and then the radiation from that is going to darken the film right here. So the more radiation a tissue absorbs, the lighter the resulting image. The less the tissue absorbs, the darker the corresponding part of the film. Hopefully they have a picture? Oh no. Okay, I'll get to these pictures in a little bit then. These are cute. They took an x-ray of a Coke bottle. Hi Shira, hi, welcome. Do you still have to learn about traditional radiograph works? Maybe? I don't know. This is actually literally my first time looking at the content. I feel so bad. Like normally I would skim and have like a better idea, but this is like baby's first radiograph. I'm glowing. I hope it was a healthy Coke bottle. Okay, I'm gonna go spoil it. Does it look healthy? The part of the bottles composed of thicker glass appear more radio dense. And then we'll figure out what radio dense is. I kind of scrolled towards the middle. Alright, let's go back here. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. So that's how radiographs are made. And the radiograph is a shadowgram that displays radio densities. What is radio densities? Oh! Ta-da! Thank you, Google. I got you. And so we can put it here and then we'll talk about the definition. Let me put this here, let me put this here, let me put that there, let me put that here. So the radiograph is a shadowgram that displays radio densities, and radio densities can be defined as the opacity to the radio wave in the X-ray portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. That is basically the relative inability of those kind of electromagnetic radiation to pass through a particular material. So it was saying that, and we'll talk about the Coke bottle, but basically it was saying that it was really dense and it wasn't able to go through. Huh? Weird. That was taken upright rather than top down. I only see those with horse limb x-rays. I know that was definitely a weird perspective, but hey, I'll take it. If someone wants to go x-ray and make x-ray of Coke bottles, I'll take it. Oh. Okay. So all that is recorded on the film or the receptor are different shades of gray, representing the resistance of the intervening body tissues to x-rays. So this is going to depend. This depends both on the density and the thickness of the tissue. So there you go. And so they give examples here. So a structure that is going to be radio dense or relatively white in the radiograph, if it absorbs a high proportion of the x-rays. So think of basically like your skeleton. That's pretty white, right? So what about the opposite structure? So if a structure is radiolucent or relatively black in the radiograph, it's going to be that way if it absorbs little. For example, we could talk about air or fluid. So this can be really vital, especially when we're taking a radiograph or a conventional radiograph of someone's lungs, because you definitely don't want any like liquid or water in there. Hi, welcome, Tyrese, hi, welcome. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. I'm so sorry, Cubs. I didn't realize my screen wasn't sharing. I'll keep a better eye on it. Hello. Welcome, I'm just politely studying, don't mind me. So I'll highlight these. We'll underline these because we just talked about the density and thickness. And it's saying dense is white, radiolucent is black, and it's saying that objects that cannot be penetrated by X-rays, which may be metals or lead shields, are referred to as radio opaque. So they're really nice by giving us a little picture here, so let me copy and paste that in here. So let's see if we could grab like a better picture. We could talk about radio densities and let's see there. Hounsfield scale? Oh no, there's so much more I have to learn. No! Oh, this one's actually really nice. Hold on. Let me make sure if there's not a nicer one. So when we're looking to like an X-ray like this, let's see if we could kind of quiz ourselves. So we're trying to look at radio dense structures. So definitely bone. Bone is pretty radio dense and it's absorbing a high proportion of the X-rays. Metal, which apparently is at D. Oh wow, that's absolutely crazy. Look at that. That's pure white. That is the radio opaqueness right there. That's probably someone's, I don't know, like engagement or wedding ring or like a fun wacky ring. And that's just pure white, which is crazy. Alright, so we have that. So this is again radio opaque. Our bone is radio dense. And what's radio translucent or pretty much black is going to be the air that we see around it, around the hand. What about tissue though? Tissue can still be relatively seen here. It's not black or white, it's more of a gray. But this I would still say is definitely between radio dense and radiolucent. I don't know where you would put it. Oh, that's just a guy who standardized the whole thing. Like, that water's 0 and air's negative 1,000 and so on. Not worth memorizing? No, but still like a really cool like thing. I'm surprised his name is not popping up more often. Even these like images I'm looking at, it's just like not there. So I'm like, huh. That's okay. I really like this image, so we're gonna keep it here. Also, let's actually make this bold. Here and oh, wrong one. They really do put the space there. I'm just gonna put a dash to make like my brain happy. Soft tissue dense is what we call it, but don't know about the proper English word. I'm trying to look at like the images and being like, hey, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? What would you consider it? But it's just giving me fat, and I don't. I just want to find tissue, which I mean it can be. Anyway, I will politely skip it. It's okay. So they want to note that. Yeah, fat is a type of tissue. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just like, okay. What about? Hi Kiza, hi. And okay, have fun. Okay, I will try to have fun. I don't know how much fun I'm gonna have studying imaging, but I will try my absolute best. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye. Alright, so note, so radio density is not a fixed characteristic of a particular tissue. Radio density is just going to simply refer to what you see in the image. Wow, amazing. It is the product of density and thickness, which we just talked about up there, so that's not really new, as well as the superimposition of structures. So radio density may be affected by the strength of the X-ray, which use milliamperes, the length of the exposure. Oh, sorry. Milliamperes. The length of the exposure and the distance to the film from the X-ray tube, which apparently this is considered law of inverse squares. Will they get to that? Who knows? Stir exposure at time in low milliamperes increase the radio density. Wow, I see. So inclusive. Yeah, I know. Capital letters. Alright. This is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna copy and paste it, and then we can read it together and highlight things that are important before I absolutely just start crying. Alright. Oh, actually, I don't want to do all that. This, that. Underline, put here, go there. Superimposition. It doesn't actually act like define it, so I'm gonna politely just put this in here. Da 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 da. Alright, so superimposition is apparently the act of putting one image on top of the other so that the two can be seen, combined. So, Google's giving me wacky references, but basically, like, this image right here would be a superimposition because you have two images overlapping. Kai says also digital x-ray plates can turn up or down the brightness, not the right word in post, so things could be more visible. Oh, let's go. X-ray. I want to see it in motion. I want to see it in action. But really, realistically, this class is going to be like, hey, what do you see from this? And I'm going to be like, Alright, so let's determine what the hecky this image is trying to tell us, okay? Since they're black and white, they can do that pretty easily. It's also quite easy to isolate things in with coding. Wait, you can bring coding into this? Hello? Oh, that's so cool, actually. Teach me more, Cups. Teach me more. I'm gonna become an expert at the end of this. No, but seriously, I do appreciate it. Modern x-rays are so fancy. I want to see a modern x-ray. Give me the radioactiveness. Put me in the front line. Anyway, so the radiograph below demonstrates the effect. Okay, we don't need to know that. It shows a hematoma. So a hematoma is going to be bleeding within the joint. Bleeding within the joint. The area of the hematoma appears more radiodense. And we said radiodense is going to be more white, correct? Yeah. Tipanya? Nah! I gotta do it for knowledge. Yeah, so it's more radio than the surrounding soft tissue, so more white, so you can see the bleeding right here. Yeah, my group project last year had me isolate hearts and lungs for MRIs, and that was interesting. No. That's actually super cool. Do you mind me asking your major? do you mind me being a creep? That's actually really cool. I imagine how much of a pain in the butt it would be, though. Bioengineer, let's go! That's so cool. I wanna point left or point right. Teach me more. Actually, wait, Cubs, give me one moment. My mama bearcat's calling. Hold on. Let me see what the hecky she wants, or she's gonna be like, oh, Tippa, I got the job, and I'm gonna be like, I'm so proud of you, Mama Bearcat. Well, one moment. Sorry, it's gonna like sneeze. So when I came back, I'm like, oh no, oh no. I am back. Nothing serious. My mom bearcat's just like, did you apply for me? And I'm like, Mama bearcat, yeah, I did. And they're like, are you sure? You should message the lady again. I'm like, Mom, please. I'm trying to study. Anyway, everything is good. Thank you for the welcome back. I appreciate it. Thank you. Congratulations on the raffle. Bachi. Alright, let's get back to learning. Anyway, so but more so, where the radiodense hematoma is superimposed on the bones, the corresponding part of the bone appears more radiodense. So pretty much we see the two overlapping images of the bone, or the x-rays, radiographs, and then we can see the bleeding or the blood right here, because that's going to appear more radiodense or white when we're taking this imaging. So they're going to say, let's see, what is this image? Or let me put it off to the side, one moment. So let's discuss how radiodensity manifests. Below you can see two wooden wedges that have been radiographed from two different directions. Okay? Like it's right there. The images are right there, but my brain's like, how did they do that? Standing on an edge. Oh, like from above. My brain's like, Rip, I don't know how much I have. No. I don't have much. I can try to give you, but it won't be anything. Go, man. Was it this? You have me? No, you have also me and 1,000 gals. You have me and the cubs. VRB crying. That's all that matters. VRB crying even more. Start sobbing. No, don't gamble. Cry, thank you, Rip. So yeah, so we had these two images, and so we don't have to write that or keep that. The wedge, when flat on the table, allows for all equal amount of radiation to pass through all the points, and the radio density in this view is fairly even. When the piece of wood is on its edge, the wider end of the wedge, the x-rays have to pass through a greater amount of material on the way to its film. More x-rays are absorbed and the light is brighter. The fact that we can see the veins of the wood never heard that before. Veins of the wood speak to their density. Because of their density, the veins absorb more energy. So again, when it's put on the table like this, the word was not radiodense, it was radiolucent, yeah? So when it's more radiolucent and it's all even like this, it's pretty dark. It doesn't allow for a lot of light to come through. Because remember, radiolucent, if it's relatively black, it absorbs very little. But for the other one, when it's standing on its edge, it's radiodense, so it absorbs a high proportion of the x-rays. So and we're seeing the veins of the wood. And apparently this is why they also had the Coke bottle example as well. Maybe we could squeeze it in. Heck yeah, brother. We can also squeeze in the Coke bottle example right here. So it's saying that the radio densities of the bottle of a Coca-Cola, the parts of the bottle composed of thicker glass appear more radio dense. So this is allowing more of the x-ray to go through, which is why it's lighter, while this apparently doesn't have thicker glass, it has thinner glass, so it's more radiolucent and why it's appearing darker. As all the glass is equal density, the thickness of the material through the x-rays have to travel plays a primary role. The bottom of the bottle therefore affords the greatest resistance to the passage of x-rays, but should not... But should not the rest of the bottle present equal radio densities? Wait, I don't get it. I thought we said if it was lighter, it's radio dense, which means more light is going through, but it's saying that the bottom of the bottle offers or affords the greatest resistance to the passage of the x-rays. But why is it the greatest resistance, huh? What? Alright, this is a we'll grab the teacher. Teacher, tell me, I don't understand. Alright. Back to the learning. Let's actually copy and paste this and see what we can absorb from this knowledge. But why is it italicized? Alright. The radiograph below shows a PVC pipe. Let's think of them as bones for a moment. The pipe on the right is filmed from above, presenting uniform radio density. Yep, that's pretty bright, honestly. However, the pipe on the left is filmed at right angles to the long axis of the pipe. It shows radio density characteristics for tubular objects. The periphery of the pipe has a greater radio density because the amount of material through the X-rays that have traveled is greater. Excuse me, this explains the radiographic appearance of long bones such as femur. One day I'll get it. Anyway. Before leaving the topic of radio densities, let's consider radio opaque structures. Okay. Like, I get the poll because they wanted to make it look like a bone. And if I did see a femur, I'm sure the femur would look like that. And it's saying the peripheral, so the borders, the ends, are definitely much lighter than what's in between. Okay. So they give us this image, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. I might as well just take up. Oh, maybe not that much bigger. Playing a dangerous game here. Alright, so post-opaque, we were talking about like metals and whatnot, correct? What was the other example? Metals and lead shields. So post-surgical lateral radiograph of the lumbar spine. Yep, so here's our lumbar spine, and then here's our sacrum, and then if we had a little bit more, we would see our tailbone or the coccyx. Note that the metal appears white or radio-opaque. The cortical margins appear relatively white, but the well-hydrated bone, calcaneus bone and intervertebral disc are darker. So we could see the bone right here whiter, and then we see the discs right here, which are way darker. The lowermost two lumbar intervertebral spaces contain bone grafts, or transfer cuts from the femoral shaft, that are more radiodense than the adjacent vertebral bodies. Huh? That's an example of a good radiograph, actually. No artifact or halo around the metal. Yeah, no, honestly, I think this is the cleanest one I've ever seen with like a... What do you say? Implant? No, I don't know. Maybe implant's not the right word. Heck. What was the question about the Coke bottle? Oh, so okay. To my this is what I really had a question about. But to my understanding, before I explain that, I thought it's saying radiodense and radiolucent, and we agreed that radiodense appears brighter or whiter because it allows more of the X-ray to pass through, while radiolucent is darker and it doesn't allow as much of the X-ray to pass through. But it's saying right here that the bottom of the bottle therefore affords the greatest resistance to the passage of the X-rays. The other way around? No way! Wait, no, really? Did I write it wrong? The film is blue/white by default and turns black when exposed. No! No! Brain smoking? I'm molding right now. Oh no! Okay. Film is blue/white by default and turns black when exposed. It is a Coke glass bottle. -2 at every study stream. I learned, but at what cost? Time and being like, interesting. What's there is true. The denser something is, the more wider it is. Oh. Okay. Think opposite. If it's darker. Huh? Wait. Easy to remember that bones are white both X-ray and IRL. Yes, bones are pretty dense. I would like to agree and say that. So if they're white, they're radial. Radio opaque. So yeah. I'm learning. Imagine I was gonna learn this off street and be frustrated. Couldn't be me. So metals is very dense. Air is not. Air is black. Bone is white. Air is black. Bone is white. I'm just gonna keep pushing this and like pushing into my brain. Bones are white and dense and radio. Oh, let me put the bone example too. Thank you, Cubs. BRB crying. Don't let this picture go to waste. I'm like staring at it. I'm like, okay, yes, this picture is great. Because again, heavy metal and the lead shields are going to be radio opaque, as they're completely white, but relatively white is going to be radio dense, and we can increase or decrease that. And again, bones are white IRL and in the X-ray, and they're dense, so they are radio. Materials that inhibit the passage of electromagnetic radiations are also called radiodense or radiopaque, while those that allow radiation to pass more freely are referred to as radiolucent. Hold on, let me compare that. Let me compare this. Oh, I guess maybe because I was weirded out by the writing in the lecture, because how it makes it sound is that basically like radiolucent sounded really dense. And if it was so dense, you know, it wouldn't let light pass through. But I'm literally going to copy and paste this now. Ta-da! Ta-da! Ta-da-da-da-da! Ta-da! Thank you! I owe you my life, you two. Underline, highlight in a really obnoxious color. And then this can be tiny, I don't mind. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're good. We're good. Ask me this in like an hour. And I will recite it to you like if I was 5. I'd be like, yeah. Alright. So now that we have that, we have this. Alright, so our next topic is going to be the projections and views of the X-rays that we'll be seeing, or the conventional radiographs. So there's a few basic rules, so I'm just going to politely copy and paste this all actually. No reason to waste time. No, we'll definitely just do that. Alright. So there's a few basic rules, so we'll do that. So we normally view at least 2 images, representing 2 views at the right angle to each other. These 2 projections are used for constructing a sense of 3D. And the most common projections include AP, or the anteroposterior, lateral, and oblique views. And the standard distance from X-ray tube, the standard distances from the X-ray tube for best quality is about 40 inches for skeletal radiographs and 72 for chest radiographs. Okay. These parameters will provide the best quality with the least amount of radiation. The goal is always to achieve enough contrast between the adjacent tissues, which is why I think it's absolutely crazy, Q, when you're like, yeah, we're trying to isolate the heart and trying to get an image of it. And I'm like, Oh gosh. So when we're naming, this is apparently another thing to consider. So we have the AP projection, we have the lateral projections and obliques. Oops, I missed the S. And then we have the oblique projections. So for the AP or the anteroposterior, it's going to be photons are going to enter the body from the front of the way to the film that is placed posteriorly. So for whatever reason, gosh, I hope this is right. For whatever reason in my own school, they'll do like, hey, we're gonna do like glides, and we'll do either AP or PA glide, and whatever that last letter was, whether it was a P or an A, that's kind of where we're ending. So we'll start there, we'll end there. So AP enters from the front, ends up in the back because they're going to be placed posteriorly. Keep in mind, a radiograph is technically not usable for diagnostics unless you have 2 or more views, likely LL or AP usually. Unrelated. The croissant video made us hilarious. Thank you. I'm glad Tipanya could have her time to shine. What's that? X-ray strand can be tuned to show different stuff like softer tissue. Oh, you can put on a softer setting for softer tissue. Wow. No, I'm just kidding. That's how it exactly works. But thankfully, I won't have to use these. Let me put these in bold really quick. Standing here, and the few basic roles that can be bolded as well. So when I am scanning, yeah, like turning up the juice to get turning up the juice to get a look at bone tissue. I'm like, oh, what type of juice are we talking about? Slightly dehydrated. I wonder, does OBS have a croissant emote? It does! Let's go! I am a bread fanatic. Anyway, so the other projections, by the way, so they kind of group lateral projections and obliques for whatever reason in this one, but lateral projections and obliques are named according to which side of the body is closest to the plate or film. The left lateral means that the film is on the left side of the body. yeah. So the left side is best represented on the radiograph. So oblique projections are named according to the side closest to the film. When the patient is placed so that the left side of her lumbar spine is closest to the film, this is referred to as left posterior oblique radiograph. Huh? Okay. Hi Priscilla, hi. Welcome. I'm learning about directions. Wow, so amazing. Note that knowledge of anatomy is the key to success in the evaluations of radiographs. Yeah. Not even know. I know what bones look like. I can name a bone. You give me a bone, I can name it. Okay, what is this other note? Note that when describing CT or MRI images, we refer to the orthogonal planes. So yeah, sagittal, coronal, and axial, not horizontal or transverse. Oh, weird. Ultrasound imaging normally does not refer to these planes, and we'll discuss that later. Yeah, I'm like, guys, don't start adding these other concepts. Hold on. So look carefully at the lateral radiograph of the knee. Does it seem like the smaller, more rounded condyle is closer? Sorry, these are words I've seen for the first time in a while. Alright. So we have our image here. Hold on. Lateral radiograph of the knee. Note that apparently greater radial density of the lateral condyle. Huh. Alright. Throws the tarso bone at you? Name? Okay. You have your like, okay, but what is it? Is it a cuboid? Is it your naviculars? Is it your cuneiforms? Tell me. Is it the talus? Yeah, I got it. I got the bones. Muscles though? I got that too, actually. I'm pretty good with muscles. You would think, as the muscle expert, I would. Actions, you have to give me like 5 minutes to think about them. Which is very embarrassing. It's been a while. I know like the basics, but like the main one that they'll do. But a lot of these muscles have like maybe 2 to 3 actions, and I'm just like, ugh. You know more anatomy than I do. I gotta do that next year. I can help you out. I am an expert on doing mnemonics. If you need any wacky mnemonics, I got you. If for whatever reason you need to know about the brachial plexus, I am more than happy to teach you that. I love the brachial plexus. I could probably still draw it out now. No, let me not say that. Let me politely not say that. Alright, so let's politely copy and paste more information, shall we? Alright, so before even looking at it, it says, does it seem like the smaller, more rounded condyle is closer? I have no idea. Alright, so normally we have no way of knowing which structures are close and which one are far away. What is more is that it does not matter. What matters is that we know that the illusion of closeness is due to the greater radial density that's created by the superimposition, and I hope I'm saying everything right, the lateral condyle on the medial condyle. This makes a part of the medial condyle fade away, giving the illusion of distance. The nature of radiographs is what we see through things. When you only have one view, you have no way of knowing what for sure is close to you and what's far, and that'll take some time to get used to. Oh. I'll keep it, but I'll definitely bold this. We don't need that. So the need for at least two views. So two views or projections are always needed in order to create a sense of 3D, or three-dimensionally. Laterally? Dimensionality? What? Why? Well, one, because this is one of our rules that we were just talking about. See, we normally view at least two images, and that's gonna give us a sense of 3D, and then it's gonna give us, or we're gonna talk about the common projections, which I think we talked about here. I don't know, they'll talk about it later. No, we're almost done with this. Yay! Educational Galmer? I am a bearcat. I don't know if I'm educational in any sense right now because I feel like I'm like babbling. But again, this is baby's first time seeing it, so I'm like embarrassed. And I wish I could be Galming. I have to at least get through some of this before 7 o'clock. You are those words. Wait, you are those words you babbled. What did I say? What did I babble? What a Galmer. Thank you, SG. Hi, SG. How are you? Are you ready to leave work? Are you excited? It is almost time. Kind of. Well, welcome. We're learning about radiographs and how to read an X-ray. Oh, look, your favorite. A Coke bottle. I'm learning so much stuff I'll never need to apply. Exactly, me too. No, I'm just kidding. Future me is gonna kick my butt. Sorry for being away. I was dying working on some things and my PC at work is miserably slow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is a-okay. As long as you're doing good, I'm good. But I hope work has been treating you well. Alright. So we need the two senses, so it's like, or two views, and it's like, why? So let's consider these lumbar radiographs of the unfortunate police officer who just had a fusion of two lumbar levels, L3L4 and L4L5. That's crazy! Hold on, let me copy the images. Wow. So tiny, so tiny. Quick question, what's the cursed hand? So this is my hand. And you get head pats, basically, from it. Ta-da! Oh, yeah. Come on. I forgot how it came to existence. Other than me obviously having hands, I'm just like, how did I get into the redeems? The world may never know at this point. It is long ago and forgotten Tippa history. The big friendly hand of Tippa? Exactly. See the radio opaque arthropedic hardware. So yeah, you see how bright the metal is? Or the hardware is? So that's pretty radio opaque. And on his first shift back to work, he took a bullet. Huh? Oh, he did! That's crazy! Wait, no, wait, why is it here? And here. Wait, hold on. Going by the lateral view alone, it looks like the bullet's sitting on the L1, L2 intervertebral foramen, right? But can you tell from the projection above? No, you really can't. That's crazy! That's what I said? Wait, which one? So let's see, from here in the lateral view, a radiograph is technically not usable for diagnostic unless you have 2 or more views. I got it! It was in the rules, I completely forgot. But no, I think that's crazy that you just have 2 different images, so then you kind of determine. Huh? I mean, I guess it has to be more on the right, but I don't. Oh. Hi, Tiny Burger. Hi, with the burger emote. I respect it. How cultured. Welcome. I know, bullets, I'm really like, cool. You really can't tell the shape, size, or location with one view. And I think that's just crazy. So here, what do you call it? Why didn't you shout out Terry? Oh. Like, why did you shout out Terry? Oh my goodness, thank you so very much for the follow. Welcome to the Cup Club. Welcome. She shout out Terry because the reason why I have these pretty Pokemon Master Ball eyes apparently is because the beautiful, wonderful Terupancake. But thank you. I appreciate it. It's important to know basically you lose up with an X-ray. So you need 2 perpendicular images. And because you made your eyes, cause can I get really like religious for a moment? Because I keep bringing up my mom bearcat, so I'm just like, oh, all these near and dear memories to her. Hi, Teru. Hi. Welcome. Summoned? No, but the reason why I bring that up is because apparently when I was really young, I told my mama bearcat that I'm like, I saw God put my eyes in my skull or something like that. And my mama bearcat is like a super religious bearcat. I was like, oh, that's so endearing. And now I'm just like, oh no, it's all over again. I saw Terup. Oh, how horrifying is that actually? I don't want anyone touching my eyeballs. These are my what do you call it? My comfort zone. Not comfort zone. Oh my gosh. When people say they're putting borders. Oh my gosh. I don't remember the right word. Putting a limit? Personal space, I guess. That's right. That's where I draw the line in my personal space. No one touching my eyeballs. But yeah, oh my goodness, so sorry. Okay, so yeah, that was radiograph. So it looks like I think the next one might be advanced imaging. Huh?
You will start from on the topic of viewing.
Huh. Alright, Cubs. I'm just copying and pasting at this point now. It dies. Excuse me. So we have advanced imaging, which it looks like when I was going through the video really quick, it just looked like it was CT scans and 3D imaging. So that's pretty exciting. So we'll do this, and we'll do this. Dismiss. We'll do this. I think the font is here, and then colors here. Perfect! Alright. So the advanced imaging modalities, conventional radiographs is the backbone of imaging. However, computerized tomography? Oh my goodness. Hold on, because we're gonna learn how to say it. Tomography?
Tomography.
Yay! Tomography, thank you. I'm like, tomography sounds weird. Tomography.
Tomography.
Ultrasound and MRI offer tremendous advantages when it comes to imaging of soft tissue and spatial locations. The improved spatial location results from imaging of slices of the body common to all the advanced imaging modalities. The advanced imaging modalities view the patient in terms of cross-sectional anatomy. While this represents a tremendous gain in detail and control, the downside is that the loss of overview afforded by conventional radiograph. Radiography. It's like I've never seen these words in my life. I promise I'm in graduate school. I promise I know how to speak it. I just never really had the chance to say these words. Radiography. Anyway, so cross-sectional anatomy. The downside is that, okay, so then we'll go into this. We'll put these in bullet points because I just feel like that's better formatting. And so now we're gonna get introduced to the computerized tomography. When CT arrives on the scene, it represented a tremendous improvement in our ability to diagnose soft tissue pathology. Soft tissue. CT has progressed tremendously in recent years on account of technological improvements in increasing computer power. While a few years ago the creation of a single slice could take minutes, the entire thorax can now be scanned while the patient holds her breath. Me letting my breath out. So the acquisition of the image. So this is a CT scanner. This is the one where people get claustrophobic, you know, the whole like afraid of being in small spaces and like that, right? Yeah. Hold. Or maybe that's another one. Maybe that's the MRI. Huh? No, yeah, CT scan. This is the one that they put you in and it's super futuristic. Gen 4 CT scans are crazy? Politely Googles. Let's see. My gosh, it's basically the same image, but I still like, I think it's just crazy to be like, oh yeah, here you go. Oh no, here you go, we're gonna just take a quick scan, absolutely no hecking worries. Look, the early ages. Sorry, now I'm just spamming pictures like if this was like my family member, like, oh look how proud I am. It's crazy to see where it's come from, honestly. Right. I had to learn about them in biophysics, and and they like the ring is fixed. Search an image for the inside of it. Wait, I can look in the inside. CTs. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No way! No way! No way that's not! Wait, really? What? Yeah, no, a lot of the other pictures I see are popping up like that. That is absolute, like, I must like, that's a lot of components, but this? That's crazy! And they move super fast nowadays. Oh my gosh. I'm not looking forward to getting a CT scan, but if it's super fast and it's literally like they say you can like hold your breath and you get in and out, that's gonna be my dream. if I ever need it, I guess. That's super cool. BRB rebranding into a mecha bearcat with these components. Those would be my ears alone. Cute. Oh, hold on. Alright, so accusation? I feel like I'm accusing someone when I say that, oh my goodness. When a CT scan is performed, the patient is placed in the center or the gantry of the CT unit, and the x-rays are passed through the tissues in 360-degree arches to be picked up by the sensors or the detectors on the opposite side. The patient table slides into a continuous movement into the gantry or the hole in the CT scanner during this examination. And then these are bullet points, so let's get us some bullet points. Oh, did I say arches? I'm arcs. Arcs. I took pre-calculus. Yeah, I saw a video one spinning up without the cover on the YouTube video last week. They must be so well balanced. I hope. I would be so horrified if it's just like CT scan machine broke. Or broken. Yeah, it started a rotating rig really slow, and now it's just one array of detectors and a sensor that rotates 360 all around. That's so good. That is so good. I love technology and healthcare. secret other career that could have been definitely taken advantage of, or I definitely probably would have maybe pursued if I had more interest in computers. But I don't know, being what I am now, or trying to be now, it's definitely been something since I wanted to do in high school, so it's been a hot minute. What? I think if that matters, my OCD kicked it. No, you are so fine. Hi, Zach, by the way. Hi. Alright, so the creation of an image. Oh, there's one more image we're missing, so let's see. Let's put this over here. So, as we saw with the conventional radiographs, there's another kind of imaging here of how this happens. So this is a diagram of a CT scanner. So we're going to still have our x-ray tube that's going to move around in a circle around the patient. And the x-rays are going to penetrate the body, the x-rays that penetrate the body are picked up in an array of detectors that move opposite to the tube. So, woo, 360 arches, baby. Arcs? No! Anyway, so the creation of the image. So what's going to happen here is that the CT detectors measure the strength of the X-ray beam that's been passed through the tissues, which in then turn depend on the absorption of radiation. Sorry, Zach, sorry! It wasn't on purpose, I'm just can't read! Anyway, the information creates a digital matrix. For example, 1024 by 1024 pixels. The unit's computer assigns a CT number to each pixel based on the radio density for that pixel. That is insane. And these numbers representing radio densities form the basis of CT scanning. And we have really long notes, so let's see what the heck is that about. Note, because of computer enhancement of subtle differences in the densities of soft tissue structures, the sensitivity of CT scanning is superior to that of conventional radiographs, allowing it to differentiate between soft tissue structures that would appear in the same shade of gray on the radiograph. Still, CT only differentiates between structures of the body based on radio densities, not on the histological makeup. Thus, tumors that have radio density similar to that of the surrounding tissue still may be missed. Boo, tumors. Aw. CT scans still are super cool though. Wait till you hear about MRIs, I'm about to lose it. Silberry, hi, welcome back, hi. I'm just politely studying, so don't mind me. You're welcome to hang out and chill. We're just talking about imaging right now. Welcome. Alright, so pixels and voxels. I know I've been talking about pixels. Okay. But strictly speaking, what you have are not pixels, but voxels. Volume x pix or times pixels. That is definitely a new one for me. Okay. I kind of miss the coziness of Tipa study streams. Oh no. You don't like the chaos? No, I'm just kidding. There's already kind of chaos in study streams. What the heck is an X-ray? But it's all good. It's all good. Oh. Huh? What's happening? Panic! I might have to BRB again. My friend Ryan had called me, but I don't know why. I feel like Miss Popular. I'm like, I normally have no one call me now. She's like, hey Tippa. I'm like, and then for whatever reason, how do you call it? I looked at my school Discord just for a brief second because I saw I missed the Discord from Kisa, and there's someone trying to nominate me for class rep. I can't do it looks like the previous class rep is stepping down. So they're like, hey, is there anyone interested? Or anyone you'd like to nominate? And I'm just like, please not me. Class president? No, again, in my other program, I was secretary, and that was like fun for a hot minute before I transferred, but I don't know if I want to be. I'm too how do you say it? Selfish with my time now. Imagine I have to be in a class meeting instead of streaming? No way. No way. It would be nice. I don't know. My other friend who I hang out with in class, what do you call it, is class representative. So it'd actually be like really cute if we were like, you know, class reps for our class together. Rainbow emoji. But it's also just like, huh? But every time I talk to him, he's just like, yeah, but I don't actually do much. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I just attend meetings. And I play, like, he plays these mobile games. I don't know what he plays. It's a mobile game. I don't know what it is, but it's one of those, it's not AFK games. Oh my gosh, what does he play? I don't remember. It's some weeb game because he's a hecky nerd. Shout out to Elijah if you're listening, I'm sorry. No, but he's just like, yeah, I just play this game on the side. And I just attend the meetings and everyone's like, wow, you're so attentive. And it's just like, wow. Weeb game? Arknight? No, it's not Arknights. I know that for sure. It's a small pixel game where you click in battle things or something like that. Which is really stupidly vague. If I see the name again, I'll look at it. But Tips, you'll be one of the main pro tags like in all the animes. Yeah, I don't know about that. I am the main protagonist of my own life, student representative or not. Bam! All your persona training has led to this one. I can't. They nominated another person, so hopefully she takes it. Hopefully she takes it. They only like me because I have cute notes and I'm fun, bubbly, teehee person. I don't know. I'm emotionally ready for responsibility. Anyway, here we go. Give me one hecky moment. I know I'm just like having fun talking about all that. Let me see. Yeah, I missed your call like an hour ago. My bad. Hold one moment. Chotomate. Beer back. Oh no, Kai. Please have a good night. The sweetest of dreams. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for your help. But thank you so much for the good luck. I will politely like stuff that in my good luck pocket and like take it with me wherever I go. But have a good night. If you're be really quick, okay? It's probably Kisa like, oh, I didn't mean to call, and I'll be like, oh, you got me worried. Alright, BRB. No! Heck. Okay, gamers. Sorry about that. Sorry about the console. Like, I'm BRBing. This could be like my small Pomodoro breaks without the Pomodoro. Which is absolutely fine. I suppose. Yeah, I meant to put this and put this. Is this too much though? Let's see. Oh. Never mind. Hold on, Cubs. I didn't mean to hack it up like that. There you go. I'm back. Kisa is a-okay. She's like, oh, I had turned on my tablet and basically it called you automatically. My bad. I'm like, absolutely no hacking problems. Anyway, let's get back into it. Let's finish this advanced stuff, okay? So we're learning about voxels. Wherever the heck that is. So apparently it is pixels or volumes multiplied by pixels. So, okay. You see, CT scans or CT slices are not infinitely thin, although they can be as thin as 0.5 millimeters. They may be much thicker. So, what is the significance of a slice thickness? So, imagine a steak. Okay, you got me? You're only looking at the surface. A slice of bone, muscle, and fat. An infinitely thin two-dimensional image. But if you saw, like CT does, in terms of slices, let's say 1.5 millimeters, you would not only see the surface pixels, but the average composition of the tissue, wide down to the depth of 1.5 millimeters. Or when reading a book, you would see the first 10 pages. I'm like, what does it say? What does it say? Alright, thus the voxels could represent a piece of muscle, a part of tendon, or some bone, and that when you have, as far as radio density, is the sum of the radio densities of all three. I was like, all three what? I'm so dumb. The muscle, tendon, or bone. Consequently, there's always the potential for some blurring because of the mixing of the radio densities, a phenomenon called radio or volume averaging. And then they give this image right here, so let's see what this is all about. Holy heck. Hi Tippa, hope the semester goes well and you kick booty. I'm hoping. My biggest sorry, there's actually a word for it. Biggest gripe, I guess. Starting a semester is kind of like, oh, it's gonna be nice in the first few weeks, and then towards everything else after, it's kind of like suffering. Man, learning from zero kind of stinky, but at the end of it, I'll be a pro, so hopefully everything does go well, and I do kick imaging's booty, as well as the other 3 courses that I definitely have to look at. But no, I'm super excited. Thank you so very much for the kind words though. I also put this in my good luck pocket. I'm gonna, what do you call it? Just print out all your words of encouragement, Cubs, and like hang it on my little, I have like a little fun quirk memory board. I'm just gonna put it there. Alright. So let's borrow that and put that, and that's volume. That. And then we can do this. We can do that here, and then we'll throw this on the side again. So thus the image detail varies directly with pixels, numbers per matrix, and inversely with slice thickness. Okay. Oh. This is also a thing. Thus, the image detail varies directly with pixels number per matrix and inversely with slice thickness, so the greater number of pixels in this matrix also improves the resolution. Thinner slices provide greater resolution since there is averaging of different tissues. However, if the slices are too thin, the picture starts to get blurred because of noise. Okay, and then they give a picture, because I'm like, that's a lot of information. Is there a way we can apply that information? Would be pretty, oh no, would be pretty neat, you know? Okay, So volume averaging. So this was again it blurring, right? Potential for some blurring because the mixing of radial densities. So all the colors are kind of looking alike, and it's like, huh? Volume averaging. The CT slice on the left through the end plate of the L4-L5 intervertebral joint and into the disc is strictly, not horizontal. The patient is obviously, oh, there's so many typos. I'm gonna kick this. How much money am I paying for graduate school? No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop complaining. The patient is obviously is obliquely positioned on the table. The left side is higher. You can see the end plate gradually fading into gray as it cuts into the disc, giving rise to volume averaging. The end plate is still there, but the proportion of the end plate in this 3mm slice decreases from right to left. The image on the right shows a slice through the disc, all gray. We can also see more of the superior articulate processes in the picture on the left. So because it sounds like more because of its position, and that's why you're having the gradient and fading the gray, and then that's gonna start blurring, and that blurs into that, and that's gonna be volume averaging. And it's saying the image on the right shows a slice through the disc, all gray. What does that mean? I think it's okay. I think I at least get the concept of volume averaging, so I can just politely look away and play dummy until it actually happens again. Alright. Radial densities in CT. So the equivalent radial densities in CT numbers. Oh look, it's the name! Kai would be so proud! Kai! Kai! It's a guy's name! It's him! It's wake up! Okay, so radial density. So the unit's computer assigned the CT number to each pixel based on the radial density for that pixel. These numbers represent an arbitrary scale of radial densities. Hounsfield's units, the value for water is set at 0, air at -1,000, and cortical bone at +1,000. This has been expanded by the industry to -2,000 and +2,000. So, what does this all mean? So what is the significance to these units? So simply put, the range of Hounsfield's units set the window through which we look at the tissues. Let me explain. Let me get the window image though. Let me explain. Since the eye can only see a limited number of shades of gray, these shades of gray are not adequate to distinguish between all the different tissue types we want to imagine or image. No need to imagine when it's right in front of us. However, this can be achieved by setting the size of the window. A window refers to the number of Hounsfield units over which the grayscale is spread. Let's say you see 16 shades of gray. The image below shows how shades of gray have been assigned to a limited bandwidth of Hounsfield units, creating a window through which we can see the tissue. In this case, the window represents 200 Hounsfield units centered at the density of water. This setting blocks out all the structures that fall out this window. Structures of radial density greater than radial densities represented by the window appear to be bright white. Structures of lesser radial density are pitch black, so remember, more white or more radial opaque is going to be like our bones and whatnot, while more radial density is going to be like air, or lower, radiolucent in that case, are going to be things like air and such. So there you go, here's our big extremes. This also has a caption underneath, so the CT window, and this picture is set at -100 to +100. Consequently, everything above the window will appear white, bone has the value of over 1,000, and everything below the window is going to be black. Interesting. Let us say we're only interested in seeing the brain. There it is. We would have to use a narrow bandwidth in order to improve the discrimination power of the 16 shades of gray. The window the window will have to be narrow because since there is little difference in terms of radial density between gray matter and white matter, 15 Hounsfield units to be exact. Thus, a window of 250 units would make it impossible to distinguish between gray matter and white matter. Let me explain. Times 2. Let's see. Let's see. Let's assume the difference between a brain tumor and the adjacent brain tissue is only 5 Hounsfield unit. Thus, if the window is too wide, these two tissues will be shown by the same shade of gray. For detecting the brain tumor, the window must be no larger than 5 by 16, or about 80. The 5 Hounsfield units multiplied by a number of shades of gray, we can discriminate. A window of 160 Hounsfield units on the other world, I'm so sorry, will result in each shade of gray representing 10 Hounsfields, thus missing the tumor. TLDR is basically, hey, if your window is not good, you're most likely gonna be missing something. So you have to make sure that you're within the right window so it doesn't blend in. You have to be able to make these imaging as discreet as possible to be like, hey, is there a tumor present, and how can we confirm there's not like some kind of tumor present, especially when tissues just kind of look the same. If it's a different shade of gray than these other tissues, then that's something we need to look into. So viewing the CT and MR images. So oh, this is actually a pretty image. Let me see. We'll put bullet points to that. Put this. We'll put that. Sorry, because these are talking about the same thing. So I'm just going to politely start just copying and pasting the images because that would make our lives easier. And then look, we're almost done with this portion, so that's super exciting. And imagine, this is just one class. Anyway. So viewing the CT and MR images, so you view the spine from below with the spine is processed down as you do in MR images. The CT scan is a radiograph, so remember, the bone is... Oh, I'm so sorry. So the bone is white and the muscle is gray and the fat is dark and the air is black. So let's see. Make this a little bit perfect. Note in the example above that this is a severely generated spine, whereas we normally have 3 slices between the pedicles, we only have 2. Okay, so they're saying that these are 6 slices due to a degenerated lumbar joint. So blue right here is at the level of the pedicle, which is the structure that we have at the bone, our bone, spine. And let me double check something really quick, because I'm pretty sure this is the laminar, right? Yeah, laminar. And the pedicle should be here? But it's so weird to look at it like here. Huh. Hold on, grabbing a picture of a pedicle. Aha. Yeah. So this is what we're looking at technically. So this is our spine. This is going to be an imaging of the lumbar joint. So what's happening here is that this is also a picture or an image of the lumbar spine, and here's one section of the vertebra. What's happening here is that this is our spinous process, so basically the bumps in the back that you normally feel, that's what you're feeling, spinous process. The lamina are going to be on each side here and here. We're going to have the mammillary process, so like these nip-nop like projections. From here off to the side, transverse, we're going to have the transverse process. And then right above it, going towards the vertebral body, is going to be the pedicle. So this is saying this is at the level of the pedicle, so like right here. Red is going to be at the level of the intervertebral foramen and the exiting nerve. The yellow is going to be at the level of the intervertebral foramen. Green is going to be the pedicle and the transverse process. Orange doesn't have anything, I guess, written. And then white is going to be the pedicle and part of the transverse process, so... Oh no, hold on. Go up! Is it because it has this image? Okay. I'm just like, no, go together again. Imagery sizing is so fickle. Alright. Sure. But does it cut off here? Yeah, we only have 2. So, this is just an image of the generated spine. What was the point? Is it just to show me the view? Is that all? I get it. I guess. Ah. So if this is from above, how do we do the coronal and sagittal images? So coronal should be front and back, and sagittal is going to be left and right. So we view coronal images from the front just as we are viewing an AP, a radiograph. So AP again is the anteroposterior, or anterior posterior, the front and the back. The sagittal plane, however, is a little bit more difficult. Images are viewed from the left or right, but although images are viewed from left or right, that does not tell us about the sequencing of the sagittal slices. Is the first slice the furthest one to the right or the furthest one to the left? Fortunately, we have a scout image that provides the number of each slide in the series, identifying its location in different planes. What? I mean, I kind of get a scout image. The actual image shows us the location of the slice in the sagittal plane. So this is going to help us make those distinctions. Excuse me. What is a scout image? A survey of the region of interest used by the technician to select the dedicated area acquisition. While the scout images are typically not used for diagnostic purposes, some lesions can be identified on the scout images that are not the dedicated sequences obtained later. What is another thing about it? I'll look at it a little bit later then. There's a full discussion of the clinical uses of CT in your textbook, but here's a quick example. So, reasons why we would use the CT, or computerized tomography. It's going to be used as the modality of choice for viewing bone. It's going to be the best modality for evaluating of loose bodies and subtle or complex fractures. And again, imaging for intra so dry, but looking at people fracturing and all that is actually super interesting. I mean, of course it's like, Tippa, why? But I'm like, no, it's honestly super cool. Like, let's see if I can find this one. But let's see. Well, this is not a fracture, and it's the world's tiniest image. But we'll be able to read this and be like, hey, what are we looking at right now? This is not a fracture. Let's see. Let's actually look at a fracture before explaining this picture. Maybe we can look at Smith's fracture? Yeah, okay. So yeah, like in this one, after our knowledge and that we gain past the introduction, it's gonna be like, hey look, this is definitely bone. Oh, what are we looking at? Oh, I remember my structure, so hey, this is gonna be our thigh bone, our femur, and then we have the patella that's sitting right over it, and then right underneath it we have the tibia and fibula. So what's happening right here is that it looks like someone got a nail stuck in right above their knee at the distal femur. They must have maybe were sitting at their lap or something, or was trying to maybe organize the gun, or like trying to fix the gun with their leg, and had accidentally pushed too much. And that's horrifying. so bad. But yeah, this is a nail. You see how bright it is? Remember, anything that's super bright like that is typically like a metal or something like that when we're looking at these conventional radiographs. Something more, not everyone's gonna keep getting a nail gun to their body, but in case they do, I'm here for it. But this is really interesting. So remember, we can't really make a set diagnosis or anything until we have 2 images. We have our 2 images. we have it this way, we have it this way. This is apparently an example of the Smith's fracture. So Smith fracture, what's gonna happen is that the person fell on their hand, but you know how people fall out and they usually use the palm of their hands? This person fell on the back of their hands, and that bent their arm and dorsally displaced their ulna and radius. And then you see the fracture right here, and it's just like, oof, oof, oof. It'll be fun reading stuff, but identifying other stuff is kind of like, ooh. But it's okay. It'll just be like anatomy practice for all of us, you know? But yeah, so that's going to be another reason to use CT, and pretty much just knowing that's going to be the best for the evaluation of spinal degeneration changes. It looks like it might hurt a little bit. Yeah, just don't fall. It's just that easy. Just don't fall. But it's hard because people do end up falling like... Sorry, I'm still in the same image. That's how people fall, and that's how they get that, what do you call it? That type of fracture. So, I mean, thankfully it's fixable. I mean, falling and it doesn't involve death, at least it's pretty okay. It's definitely something we can address. It's just gonna be a big minor inconvenience. Yeah. And a final note left by the person writing these notes. Hold on. My thing was freaking out. No, stop! I don't know, I go straight to editing. Okay. Heck the image, I'm sorry. Unless... No, okay. Anyway, last note. A final note, the wonders of computer technology. CT is an imaging modality that has been benefited tremendously from increasing computer processing speed and the capacity. Modern CT scanners no longer only collect imaging data from a slice of the patient. They collect volumes of the data that can be reconstructed in any plane and can be used to produce a 3D computer-enhanced images like the one below. Furthermore, the speed is fast enough to show the joint motions in 3D in real time, which is actually that's insane. So look, same things we've been seeing like right above. The bones. But they're able to make a 3D version of it. So let's read the caption. 3D reconstruction. This is a CT scan showing a compression fracture of the L2 vertebra. So where the heck are we? Can this be the sacrum? So this is L5, L4, L3, L2. So here? Compression of the L2 fracture. It looks really here. L2 fracture. Vertebral body from the left lateral and anterolateral viewpoint. What kind of okay, credit. Bam! So beautiful, so easy. Imaging technology, so great. Wow, 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 wow. Hi, Lapchai, hi, welcome, welcome. Bearcat Actia, welcome, welcome, welcome. Since I went into voxels, I'm waiting to see if it goes over marching cues. You know about voxels? What the heck are marching cues? Sunny, by the way, says, just a scratch, nothing big, that's stamina royale on you. Exactly. I need to get me on whatever kid you get. I need to go to his pharmacy. Oh! Marching cues. Marching Cube's algorithm was developed to approximate an iso-value surface with a triangular mesh. The algorithm breaks the ways in which the surfaces can pass the grid cell into 256 cases. Based on the BV membership of 8 voxels that form cell vertices. Well. Alright, let's head over to... What's our next topic? MRI, let's go! Oh my god, there's so many images. There's so many images! Lots of so knowledgeable. Oh, you know me. I'm like a sponge. A sponge would laugh. Oh my goodness. Alright. So next, MRIs. Wait. Do that, we'll do that, do all this, This one's a lot longer, but I'm gonna double check how many we have left for this one. Not because I'm in a rush, I'm just actually really curious because I definitely did not check it out beforehand and I was like, oh yeah, whatever. So let's politely check. Yeah, okay, so after MRI is gonna be ultrasound. I could probably take like a 5-minute break really quick. And then we can move over to like baby basic stuff. So there's this other class that I really like that I took last semester, which was movement science. But this one is going to be talking about how we're able to do the evaluation and basically understanding that, hey, this person who may have got that fracture that you saw earlier is more than just their fracture. We have to understand them through the IFC model, which is something we'll talk about later. But basically it's making people more human, which sounds dumb, right? You would think if you're treating another human, yeah, that's another person, but sometimes people just get too textbooksy. Yeah, I guess textbooksy, and they're just like, yeah, you're just a Smith's fracture, nothing more. And it's like, no, this person is a violin player, and you want to orientate the goals of their health to what they like and their hobbies and what's going to benefit them and their activities in daily living and yada 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 yada. So yeah, let's get into MRI, okay? So, MRI, let me grab the images again, one moment. Right, and this is a bullet point, so we'll get that. So MRI stands for magnetic, I'm getting the pronunciation for this word. Pronunciation.
Resonance.
Magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, produce images based on the emission of energy from protons in the body, not on the absorption of X-rays. However, like the CT scans that we were just talking about earlier, the MRI images offers a grayscale representation of the tissue. The image also represents a slice of a given thickness. All about these slices, huh? There are opportunities for selecting a what? Why did I sound like that? I'm so sorry. A window. But now they're expressed in terms of T1 and T2 weighting, and more on that later. It's all coming back, Cubs. I'm slowly remembering. Alright, let's see. Perhaps this is as good as a place as ever to clear up the differences between CT and MRI. From here on, you will never get these mixed up. It's really simple. CT is a radiograph. Tissues that have high density, like cortical bone, appear bright on the CT scans. On an MRI, these same tissues appear mostly dark. Thus, it's the cortex of the bone that's bright. It is a CT. Huh? I thought they were gonna teach me like the secret, like, oh, you're never gonna get confused again, and I feel like that made me like more confused for whatever reason. I'm 100% sure and certain I could tell you the difference if I visually see one. Like, oh yeah, what I see, that's definitely an MRI. But what? He says CT equals X-ray. MRI, funny magnets. Oh, I could have just said it like that. Here. Let me get this. No, wait. There you go. Beautiful. Thank you. Let's get these few images popping up before we move on to that. I'm so sad the images just don't copy and paste along with it. And then the worst part is that they don't have like a Word document. Like, you know how easy it'd be for the study streams to just have a Word document rather than copy and paste all the hecking words and be like, oh yeah, sorry Cubs, you wanted this image because you're also a visual learner? No. Or, here actually, give me one moment. Oh no, I must head to bed myself because I have an exam tomorrow morning. Absolutely, gamer, you are absolutely more than welcome to go to sleep. I don't know why I made it sound like it's a permission thing. I did not mean to even say these words at all. That's what happens when I multitask. But gamer, thank you so very much for your help. I absolutely appreciate you so very much. Thank you for stopping by. You are going to kick that exam's booty. For as knowledgeable as you were about these things, if this is the same topic, you got this. You can do it. I believe in you. Good luck. Rest well. Eat something in the morning so you have that brain power, okay? And then I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye, 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 bye. Sadly not? What do you mean? What is it about? If you don't mind me being creepy. Most likely I would be like, oh no, what's that? Fluid mechanics? Oh no, what's that? No, you got this. You have fluid in you. Ooh, our body made out of water. You're such a pro at it. Oh no, but you're gonna do great. I think Giver promised you that. But no, best of luck. Best of luck. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Too many images. Oh no. I think I might have started copying and pasting the wrong ones, but it's okay. I'm almost done. Maybe they did have a Word document. Maybe I was just blind. Or maybe I like making my life a little bit difficult. No, they didn't. Alright. So let's learn. Let's learn about the funny magnets, okay? Below we have an axial CT of the knee. At a level just above the patella sulcus, so just right above the knee. Sorry. Notice that we are looking at the right knee from below, so the outside of the patient's knee is to our left. I returned from the land of parenting? Bluey? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. In this image, you will see that the radiograph densities, the bright/dark tissues, are the same as the conventional radiographs, although with greater soft tissue detail. So this is the CT scan right here. This is basically what we've been seeing for the past, 2 times, And so right here, cortex, here's the bone marrow, the capsule, and any of like the fat around. The image below demonstrates that most of the structures that are bright in the CT are dark on the MRI. Sorry, that sounded weird. Basically, remember, they're kind of the opposite. The bone is going to be bright here. Bone is not really as bright here. No? Making spaghetti and now she's watching Frozen 2? Let's go. Absolute gamer? Can you sing that one song that goes really high when she's in the cave? Frozen fan, by the way. Doesn't know anything about Frozen. But yeah. How is imaging with MRI accomplished? I will try to make this as simple as possible. I'm tired. I'm tired. You don't make anything simple. Bam, 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 bam. Anyway, so this is accomplished because the body is going to be placed in a strong magnetic field which aligns with all the protons. This alignment of the protons is distributed with radio frequency pulse that is at the right angle to the main magnetic field. As the protons are realigning, each proton acts as a radio transmitter, sending out information about its location, state, and surroundings. So right here, here's going to be the anatomy of an MRI machine or a scanner. So the first one is going to be the bore. So boring. No, I'm just kidding. The bore of the magnet. Part 2 is going to be the patient table. And part 3 with the kind permission of the people who gave us this image. So, really cool thing about my profession is that you needed to have physics as a prerequisite. So now let's understand more physics. Yay! Look, the only thing I really liked about physics was how do you say it? Magnets? Everything else can go heck itself. Anyway, before we go any further, let's make it absolutely clear that there's only one reason you should know physics of MRI, and that's to understand the difference between the T1 and T2 weighted images. Let us begin by discussing the 3 phases of magnetic processing. So we have the alignment, displacement, and realignment. So let's see. Put this here. And okay, this goes with this one. At first I'm like, did I copy and paste them wrong? Yay, physics! Boo, boo. Alright. I'm making the notes prettier now. Let me reformat these. Oh, boo! So alignment. Without magnetization, the protons of the body are randomly aligned. With the applications of a strong magnetic field, protons line up like tiny bar magnets. Most of the protons line up in the direction of the magnetic field, but take up a few positions in the opposite direction. So this is a random alignment without the external magnetic field. So, but with the application, as we just said, of a strong magnetic field, they line up like tiny bar magnets. So you remember, like, even in elementary school, like tiny bar magnets. Wow, look at them go. Most of the protons line up in the direction of the magnetic field, but a few take up in the opposite direction. So we see most of these are here pointing up, but oh, we have one pointing down. Oh no, we have one pointing down. Weird. So we had displacement and realignment. That's going to be another thing to consider. Let me put this right here. Once the protons are lined up, the MRI examination starts off by applying RF pulse, the radio frequency pulses, to knock the protons out of alignment. The first pulse is applied at 90 degrees at the net longitudinal magnetization. This change in orientation of the magnetic Help! I can't weed and I refuse to weed anymore. Alright. This change in orientation of the magnetic axis takes the protons to a higher energy state. The added energy is released when the protons realign themselves with the main magnetic field. The released energy is detected and measured by the radio frequency coils that produce the pulse, and this constitutes the listening phase. And then this process is repeated. Huh? So it rotates parts of our atoms? To my understanding, yes, at 90 degrees. But let's see if this image can help explain it. Protons are aligned with the main magnetic field. Got it. When the RF radio frequency pulse is applied at right angles, then we're looking at 2, resulting in alternate alignment. So hey, it was going here? Okay, now it's going here. Okay, once the RF pulse is turned off, the proteins gradually align with the main magnetic field. Okay, it's trying to go back. During that time, the RF coils detect the energy released by this alignment. Interesting. Hence the displacement, we displaced it, and the realignment aspect of it. And this was important for what? The 3 phases of imaging. Oh, I got spooked. Oh, and this is a list. As we said, the hydrogen protons absorb energy from the RF pulse and change alignment. Protons need relaxation time to lose this energy and return alignment with the main magnetic field. What is the purpose of the pulse again? Why do you want to displace it? Is it because it allows that energy? Is that the understanding? Heck. Anyway, this loss of energy gives rise to a signal on which the MRI imaging is based. The intensity of the signal depends on how quickly the protons align. So then we're going to see the gradual alignment of the proton with the main magnetic field. Okay. We can see from this picture above, the realignment of the protons accompanied by energy release is a gradual process. The timing of this release of energy allows us to identify the tissue from which the MRI signal originates from. So now, we're finally going to politely see the difference between T1 and T2, hopefully, question mark? T1 and T2. The difference between T1 and T2 weighted images hinge on the time to echo, or the TE, and the time to repetition, TR, applied during the imaging processing. We will now explain. TE and TR. We listen to the signal resulting from energy release accompanying the realignment at the point of TE. Alright, we listen to the signal resulting from the energy release accompanied by the realignment at the point of time to echo. The radio frequency pulse is then repeated at the point of TR, the time to repeat, hence time of repetition. So we have this, the 90 degrees. Realignment TR and TE. Note that the time to echo, the listening phase, listening takes place while the protons are realigning, and it's too late to do anything after they have fully aligned. So here's the time to repeat. Here's the time to echo. It echoes. Note in the image above that the 180-degree refocusing pulse has been applied to speed up the realignment. But how does this all relate to T1, T2? I hacking promise you, cubs. There's definitely like a main difference that you see image-wise. And I'm just gonna post the image because I don't know why they're making it so stinky. Of course, hopefully they explain it now in this following paragraph, but basically, the colors like invert, and I don't remember why, but heck. DW, hi. Thank you for the look. I will politely hydrate. Hold on. Thank you. Whoop. I say I'm dehydrated because I stepped outside into the sun today. The sun is draining me. Thank you. Alright, let me get this here, get that there. Okay. Please explain the difference. Don't let me suffer. In a sense that you're telling me time to echo and time to repeat. What does that mean? The sun is scary like that? Exactly. That's why I'm like a vampire. No. That's it. Alright. In CT scanning, we use window based on CT numbers, the Hounsfield unit, which we were talking about earlier, to select the tissues we want to emphasize. So we had the bone window or the soft tissue window. MRI employs T1 and T2 for the same purpose. So T1 and T2 are based on the different energy emission characteristics of various tissues. We can selectively image tissues by using different methods of capturing the signal. T1 and T2 images are used to emphasize the different tissues, which again, why they look like this, I just don't remember which one's which. Note on T1 and T2 weighted images. Previously, radiologists used to identify numerous structures or numerous different MR imaging methods or sequences. No, my brain is gonna cry reading this, but okay. A note. Previously, radiologists used to identify numerous different MR images methods or the sequencing such as T1, T2. These even different from one equipment manufacturer to the next. Currently, these imaging methods are commonly just described in terms of T1 weighted. In other words, what are they like, T1 or T2 more? So now it's just personal preference? Okay, we have already discussed the gradual realignment of protons in the main magnetic field and the energy given off during this process. This realignment of hydrogen protons take place at different rates depending on the environment in which the proton resides. Protons that reside in fat give up the energy much more quickly than the protons in fluids such as the CSF or the cerebrospinal fluid, joint fluid, or edema, which is going to be like the swelling. The faster the protons align, the stronger the signal in the early phases of the image. Oh, hot cups, I'm so sorry. My poor cat is trying to get in. Hi, Peas. Okay. Sorry. Okay. But tissues are not primarily identified based on the strength of the signal they emit. They are mainly identified on basis of when they emit the signal, so let's take a closer look. Finally, we're gonna get it. We're learning. Oh no, it froze. No. Gow gow. Gow gow. I think it's hi. Doing a little lurky while I work it, but gow gow and yeah, crash. That's how I like the hand smash. I'm about to hand smash. I'm about to go wild. Heck, Imogene. Pow 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 pow. I think it's hi. I hope work is treating you super duper well. Thank you so very much for the support. Thank you for the tier 1 sub for 20 whole hecky months. The big 2-0. It's a holy amount times 4. Let's go. Simple math. Quick math. Yeah, absolutely no hacking worries. I hope to keep you company as I secretly, quietly mauled about imaging. Well, welcome. No, my thing froze again. You got this? I don't want to get it anymore. I just want to see a fraction and be like, oh yeah, that looks bad, my dude. Anyway, so T1 imaging. So T1 is going to be that the image is made of employing a short TE and a TR. So remember, TE is going to be the time to echo and TR is the time to repeat. So, and also recall that fat is going to release energy more rapidly than water. Fat therefore is going to be bright on T1, an image made shortly after depolarization, or a short TE, or the time to echo. Water is going to be dark when we use a short TE, as water releases energy more slowly, thus water is dark on T1. Bam! Look at that. The brain. We're focusing on T1, and this is an MRI of the brain. And so what's going to happen is that our tissues are going to appear more white, and the water or the fluid, the CSF, the cerebral spinal fluid in our brain, is going to appear dark. So bam! So T2 should be the opposite, hopefully, where the fat is going to appear more white, and the liquid is going to appear... No, the liquid appears white, and the fat appears dark. See? Okay, alright. So let's get this over here. My thing is laggy. I have no idea why. I just want to highlight this. Thank you. So for T2 images emphasize fluid and inflammation. Water releases energy slowly and still has enough energy left after the fat has released most of its energy. A long TE at the time to echo allows the receiver coil to receive this energy. On T2, fat would normally appear dark while fluids are relatively bright. So, okay. So, okay, we'll keep that there. Is it? What happened? No, live. Google Docs live. So anyway, so the timing of the picture determines whether we get a T1 or T2 image. If we use a short TE, we can catch tissues like fat that rapidly give off energy, but if the picture is taken late in the realignment phase, that long TE, that long time to echo, water is still emitting energy while the fatty structures have almost lost all their energy. So what is the appropriate parameters for T1 and T2? Note that this will vary basically as you see detailed information in every MRI image. Dun dun dun! So this is a little list as well, so we'll just put this. I'm about to learn the shortcut. Bam! Got it. So for T1, we want to keep it at this time frame. We want to keep it under 500. Meters? Milliseconds? I don't know what their frame is. I'm so sorry. Under 500 and about 20 to 30, and then we have over 2,000. Okay, and then the T is gonna be 60 to 100. So we had talked about the difference between T1 and T2, but what do T1 and T2 have in common? So it's only these two things apparently. So there's dense structures that they have in common with. So dense structures such as cortical bone, tendon, ligaments, and all that are going to appear relatively dark. And that the air is going to produce no signal, so you're not going to see anything. So let's get these over here. So using T1 to T2. No! Sorry. So, what? My brain is stopping. Help! Through known tissue parameters, we can now determine what tissues we want to highlight. The choice of imaging sequences is also based on clinical considerations such as disease processes and what are we trying to detect. Most pathologies tend to increase... I don't know, I had an equal sign, so I feel a little weird if I change it. Most pathologies tend to increase TE, free water content of tissues, thus appear dark on T1 but bright on T2. Let's think about it. Let me re-say it. Most pathologies tend to increase TE, free water content of tissues, thus appear dark on T1 but bright on T2. Okay. Calcification containing little or no free water is dark both on T1 and T2. The MRI signal from a hemorrhage may vary depending on its stage. A subacute hemorrhage has a moderate to bright signal on both T1 and T2. However, in the later phases, the area may attract more fluid and appear brighter on T2. So it kind of varies. There's not really one or other that's better. You may still want to take both in case, so you can see any kind of difference. Is basically the TLDR for T1 and T2. Hi Vivus, hi. Hello dinner, how are you feeling? Dehydrated, like a dehydrated strawberry snack. I do have some of those in my pantry. I have a I have a small weakness for dehydrated strawberries. Welcome. We're just studying and looking at MRIs. Oh no, wait! What's the correlation? Yes, I do. Anyway, to practice distinguishing the characteristics of T1 or T2, so we could do the following exercise. So they give us like a little slideshow that's basically right here. Use my money to get. No, you're good. I literally went grocery shopping today. You're so good. I'm only feeling dehydrated because paying for water. Talk to Atomic. Is Atomic still here? Atomic had the experience when they were going out with their family and they had to pay for water. So yeah. But thank you though. I have my beautiful. Here, can you hear the stud? Hold on. My beautiful 1 gallon of water. Ooga booga. Hi Lim, hi, welcome. I'm sorry that Spicy lost. I'm also sorry that I never put myself as Team Sweet or anything, so I couldn't claim any of the Splatfest benefit, and I cry every single day. Yeah, I'm still here. I hope it was good water. Me too. Oh my goodness, but yeah, they have an exercise. I'm not able to do it, but basically, I can't share my screen. This hacking sucks, but it's okay. Look, this is basically saying, hey, what's the difference between T1 and T2? The water quality did make up for it at least. Let's go, gamer with the hydration. I pay for some good water. I don't know. I'm not super picky. I know some people are like, oh, Dasani, and I'm just like, huh? I'm not picky as long as it's not a water bottle sitting in the car, and as long as it's not super unfiltered water. I think we're gonna be good. One catch? Yeah, no problem. Good night? Yeah, no problem. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you for checking up. I appreciate ya. Good luck with the sorcery fight though. Have lots of fun with that. And have a good night when you go to sleep. So good night, sweet dreams. Oh no, you're only saying that so you can saying that so when you actually need me, when you're actually hungry. And make the process feel better, huh? I hope the water's from the Fountain of Youth. Cubs, we should plan a trip to the Fountain of Youth. It's a thing. It's a tourist destination to my understanding. Are you good with unfiltered rainwater? It's natural and full of carbon. I might have standards now. I've learned this. This is a stream where I learned I have standards. Anyway, let's get this MRI business done. So why is magnetic resonance, right? Yeah, imaging so superior. Not really, but why? What advantages does it have over CT? So what's gonna happen is that that image, the example one with the brains, that was a pretty crisp image, right? Honestly, MRIs provide a greater contrast resolutions for soft tissue. It can image the organs surrounded by dense bones, so that brain definitely looked like a brain and not some weird blob. There was like no kind of question about it. There's no ionizing radiation, so that's like a huge thing. Again, CT, I thought we had said CT and MRI does not, what do you call it, use radiation, so I'm gonna double check on that. And MRI is most likely or less likely to miss disease processes. Disease processes missed by one sequence are picked up by using another sequence, while CT only differentiate between tissue based on radio density. So we talked about that volume averaging where it kind of blends in and it's just really not as ideal. Well, MRIs, we can look at T1 and T2 and be like, is there a difference? Yeah. Huh? Probably not, since I did not get any younger. Oh no. But they definitely got it from some special ancient fountain. Oh no. I want the fountain of youth. No, it's okay. I just don't go out. It's okay. So what does MRI image best? Let's see. So it's gonna image best to it's sensitive to changes in bone marrow, and this is gonna be really important for bone tumors and vascular necrosis. So basically, hey, you are not getting blood supply to where you need, and it's rotting. Basically, you have your necrosis. It excels in soft tissue detail. Again, I'm telling you that this, just even this, that's beautiful. You don't have to know anything about the human body, but like that is a very beautiful detailed like MRI. And we have the T1 and then we have the T2. T1 looks really nice for the bones. T2 is going to pick up all that liquid and everything like that. Look how bright it is. Alright. What else is new and cool? Hold on. Has this song literally just been repeating? Like a car horn? Sorry, I'm just like, how long is it gonna go for? I feel like it's been going like that for a while. Sorry. Anyway. So it's gonna excel in soft tissue details. It can differentiate between the different soft tissues and distinguish partial tears from complete tears. Oh, that's the music. I thought you had a car going on outside. No, I was just like, I was hearing it for a while. That's why I was confused. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, this is actually, MRI has replaced invasive diagnostic procedures such as arthroscopy for meniscal tears. So basically, they don't have to do anything to get into your body to be like, hey, is there something wrong with you, you know? Differential diagnosis of disc herniations. So we can basically tell what might be causing that disc herniation versus other causes of like nerve root impingements. And pretty much it helps stage neoplasms prior to surgery. So yeah. Whatever that means. Yeah. Anyway, what are some limitations and concerns of MRI? Even though they're so cool, what's stopping it? So MRIs are really expensive, like stupidly expensive. I think when I used to work as a scribe, oh my gosh, they were saying it's a few thousand, right? MRI costs. Yeah. Oh my.
I've been waiting for this.
Study pause? Study pause? Your name is so cute. What the heck? Sorry, what the heck? I'm checking you out immediately. Oh my goodness. Hi. Welcome. Thank Thank you so much, Study Pause, and welcome, Raiders. My name is Tipanya. I'm a bearcat VTuber. I do the gal gal and yan yan. It's very nice to meet you. Bearcats are super real, by the way. So welcome, 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 welcome. No fear, Posy is here. Thank you. I was getting scared out of my life from the cost of MRIs. Well, welcome. How was your stream? What did you study? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Study Pause and QTZL. Thank you so very much for the follows. Welcome to the Cup Club. Welcome, 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 welcome. Right now we're studying what do you call it? Imaging. My class just started today, and I'm a part of a hybrid program, so all of this is brand new to me. Normally I like to prepare beforehand and be like, guys, I know this, and I'm kind of like, hey guys, I actually don't know this. Let's kind of go through these notes together and hope for the best. So we've been going over conventional radiographs, CT, MRIs, and I think the last one we're gonna do right now is ultrasound. So welcome, 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 welcome. I saw you were checking out MRIs. I just had to go see it. Oh no. I'm glad our times were able to align for that. Hello. I'm a vet medicine student, so I completely feel that imaging confusion. No, oh my, no way. No way! I have, oh my gosh, I have a cub or a viewer who is also gosh, they are also a vet medicine. I don't know if they're a student or not. I didn't get that far into asking. But they are knowledgeable in vet medicine, and they were telling me a lot of like overlaps with that, and then obviously like human anatomy, and that's super fun. If you guys ever have like the times align, I will hook you both up. I will politely hook both of you up and be like, oh my gosh, you can learn off each other. It's so cute, so cool. But honestly, vet, I highly respect it. This is gonna, I hope this doesn't sound rude or anything, but vet was one of the first things I wanted to do when I was like much younger, like in like 5th grade. But then I was like, oh no. Oh no, you have to deal with blood and some other stuff. So I was like, oh no, I'm changing my careers. Yes, I would certainly love to get to know more vet people. I will try my absolute best. They're in the EU right now, so I'm kind of like, their time zone is like really late, and I'm not sure about yours exactly, so it's just kind of like but if your time's aligned and you're both there, I'm gonna just both call you out, so I hope that's okay. You're all so cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, Garland. By the way, yeah. Hello. It's only midnight. It's not that late. Oh, so true, bestie. No, midnight's pretty late. Maybe because I stopped becoming a NEET. Maybe because I stopped being a NEET, I'm just like, midnight's kind of late. I get a little sleepy. I start laying in bed at like 11 now, Cubs. But maybe not anymore. I'm in the UK, so it's chill. We're on the same time zone. Let's go! Oh my goodness. I'll try to stream a little earlier then. Or later. I don't I'll try to catch you later. I'm making it my New Year's resolution. I can still say that. It's like the first week, right? Oh, it's 9th. I make it still my New Year's resolution to hook you up. I got you. But no, absolutely no hacking problem. Thank you so very much for the raid again. I appreciate ya. If it is super late for you, because midnight is late for me, feel free to still hang out and chill until you like z, you know? Alright, but make sure to hydrate, eat a little snack if you're hungry, and then just get some rest. If you're also studying, then holy heck, I'm so sorry. But I hope your studies went super well. Foot's been doing good with antibiotics and elevating it? Exactly. We gotta get you on the price. Protection. Rest. Ice. Compression. Elevation. And antibiotics is cool too. But no, I'm glad that your foot is doing better. Again, I think the original cause of how that all happened is still really weird. And if your doctor isn't saying anything about it, I guess I can't say anything about it because I'm just a student. But gosh darn it, is that still really weird for your foot to be like, yeah, actually? UK? Why are you British? You can't just say that to people, Garland. Oh my goodness. Alright, let me get this Guys, how do you do all this cute? Oh no. I promise I'm not cute all the time. This is... I don't know what this is. I promise. This isn't even my final form. This is just me studying, molding, not understanding imaging. Huh? I haven't seen the doctor yet because the third everyone's out on breaks, including mine. No, that's exactly how I felt with my whole car situation. I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's gonna be closed for the holidays. But it's nice now. Oh no, but then everyone's trying to squeeze in, and then their new insurance, and then yada 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 yada. But I'm seeing the doctor tomorrow though. Let's go. Let's go. Not to spook you out. It's just it's better to check on these things because if something suddenly happens like that, like isn't that concerning? Like there's no like backstory to it. There's no like, yeah, I hurt myself. It's just, yeah, I randomly like swelled up. Like definitely do get that checked. But I'm glad. I hope the results turn out well for you. Alright, so now let's talk about some ultrasound, baby. That was kind of like a dumb joke because honestly, baby. So for ultrasound, there's actually like an increased interest in this profession for using ultrasound, and I told you because hey, one, you can use it, and two, people actually find that they have like relief from it, so that's super interesting. So our practice acts place no restriction on PT's use of ultrasound. Ultrasound can also be employed during physical examination when active contractions or passive stretching. PTs have the required knowledge of muscular anatomy and patient handling skills to be able to use the ultrasound image clinically. Okay. So here's some background for ultrasound. The roots of diagnostic ultrasound lie in sonar, sound navigation and ranging in the early 1900s, a technique for the detection and location of underwater objects. Sonar was used in the unsuccessful attempt to locate the wreck of the Titanic in 1912, oh my gosh, and in the submarine warfare of the World War I. Huh? I didn't know that. Garland says, well, yes, you're right. The mystery of my foot's puzzling. Yeah, it's either something's broken, something's swollen and sprained, my diet's affecting my body, or hey, something's sneaking into my bed and gave me love bites. Wow, how romantic. No, but seriously, I hope there's like a solid set solution for it. But if it's improving condition, that's a whole plus. Antibiotics solve it? Cool. Pogging out. Yeah, absolutely no worries. I wish you the best of luck in your adventures to the doctor's office. Thank you for getting it checked. Doctors be like, how big is your Titanic? My ultrasounds are so good, I found the Titanic. Yeah, I have to, oh my goodness. Anyway, medical ultrasound employs ultrasound reflected off the tissues of the body, and reflection that interfaces between the tissue with acoustic qualities. It started in the 1940s in the fields of... what is this word? Obstetrics? Oh! This is a field of study concentrated on pregnancy, childbirth, and postpartum period. And but lately there have been growing interest in musculoskeletal ultrasound for the diagnosis of lesions to muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Much wow. Look, it's an ultrasound monitor. Wow, amazing. They still don't really call it a wand. Is it called a transducer, I guess? Huh. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. An array of crystals in the ultrasound transducer head is responsible both for generating the ultrasound waves and listening to the return reflected waves. This dual role is based on the piezoelectric effect and the reverse piezoelectric effect. So let's see. I'm trying to click the image. Perfect. So sound production, oscillation, electric. Oh my goodness, I can't breathe. Let me take a breather. Hold on. Wow, you can see the Titanic? I definitely can't. So sound production. Oscillating electricity deforms the crystal, creating sound waves, which is the reverse piezoelectric effect. There's also a listening phase. The listening phase of the crystal that is deformed produce a crystal a crystal that is deformed produce electric charges, negative or positive, depending on which way it's deformed. The piezoelectric effect. Note that the listening period is more than 10 times longer than the period during the ultrasound is transmitted. The ultrasound is broken down into pulses of sound, so there's silence most of the time. The transducer only produces 1% of the time. Produces sound 1% of the time, and 99% of the time, the transducer acts as a receiver for the reflected sound. I can't believe they didn't copy and paste the gray boxes. They just copy and pasted the file name. So then this is basically the idea of this is transmitting and this is listening. Transmitting, listening. The on-off duty factor. Most of the time the ultrasound device is not transmitting ultrasound, but is listening to the waves reflected back at it. Making and receiving sounds. Sound propagation. Unlike X-rays, sound requires matters of propagation and is poorly transmitted in the air. That sounds like a bit of a paradox since the sounds we typically experience are transmitted in the air. Well, let's qualify this. The propagation of sound of any frequency is worse in the air than in the water. Okay. However, limited transmission in the air mainly affects the high frequency sounds. Think of an outdoor concert. When you're out in the parking lot, you don't really hear the music. All you hear is the thundering of the bass. It is not until you're inside the stadium that you hear all the music in its frequencies. The reason is that the lower frequencies of the bass travel further and spread more. The higher frequencies travel a shorter distance, and they also have a limited divergence. Oh. Never really thought of it that way. That's actually pretty neat. The speed of ultrasound transmission increases with density of matter. So here's air, here's fat, here's water, here's muscle, and here's bone. So air is least dense, bone is pretty dense. So what happens to the waves? The ultrasound unit measures the difference between the emitted and received ultrasound. The energy of the ultrasound beam is primarily lost through absorption, reflection, refraction, and scattering. Let us briefly explain this phenomenon. So absorption. Absorption is going to... Absorption increases the proportion of the thickness of the tissues, distance traveled by the waves. Highly structured tissues absorb most of their molecules and are not readily displaced by the sound waves. Okay. Reflection? So cortical bone, for reflection, cortical bone reflects almost all ultrasound. Muscle, fat, and tendon reflect different amounts. The reflection is greatest when the sound waves hit the reflecting surface at the right angles. This increases the likelihood that the waves find their way back to the transducer, and when sound is reflected off flat surfaces. I didn't read that right. No! But the angle of reflection, this image shows distorted reflections resulting in the decrease in ultrasound intensity. Guys. I'm so sorry, I'm like, do I have to sneeze? Thinking about it, trying to reach for the mute. Guys, sorry. Sorry for the germs across my stream. So the angle reflection. Angle of the reflection. This reflection forms the base of the diagnostic ultrasound. It creates the image and along with other factors allows differentiation between tissues. So what about refraction? So that's all about reflection and the angle reflection. What about refraction? So refraction has its image as well, And what's going to occur is... Put this here. Thanks. No problem. Sharing the love and the germs. Nice. Refraction. So refraction is going to represent the change in the direction of the ultrasound waves when they cross an interface between different tissues. The amount of change varying with the differences in acoustic properties of the tissue involved. Refraction creates two problems. It makes the accurate location of the tissue more difficult and decreases the intensity of the reflected ultrasound. Refraction. Note that the change in the direction of the ultrasound beam when it crosses the interface between fat and muscle. There's so many images! Scattering refers to the haphazard reflection of sound off an uneven surface. Little useful information will return if it starts scattering. Because there's nothing to gather. It's not going to get anything if it's just going all these wacky directions. So absorption, reflection, refraction, and scattering result in a loss of energy reflected. In other words, attenuation. The software of the ultrasound unit attempts to make up for this loss. So, how does the ultrasound make up for the loss of energy and determine the location of the structures? How exactly are we getting an image out of this? So, the ultrasound unit knows the depth of the tissue from which the signal is reflected based on the timing of the reflected signal. Signals from the different interfaces return to the transducer at different times, depending on the distance of the reflected tissue from the transducer. So, depth resolution looks like this. Depth resolution. Based on the return times of the reflected ultrasound, the time it takes the sound waves to arrive at the tissue where it's reflected and reflect back to the transducer, which again is going to allow for that determination of distance. Oh, I'm like, thank you for being like one image. Thank you. So the above says signals returning over a greater distance lose more energy. However, the ultrasound unit has a way of compensating for this loss of energy. Based on the return time, the incoming signal is amplified to match its attenuation. So this is basically how it goes. So a pulse is going to be generated when we use an ultrasound. An emission will occur. There's an energy sound wave that's going to transmit to the patient's tissue. For the reception is going to be the transducer is going to receive the returning sound wave. Okay, implications in the same line. I just don't know why there's a parentheses like that. Amplification is going to be the adjustment for the loss due to the depth of the structure. So that's how it's going to make it up. And then viewing. The computer is going to create an image based on the received waves. So next we'll talk about the viewing of image. So now we can move on to ultrasound image creation and viewing. Oh? Array probes? The image composition is based on three factors: the amplitude of the reflection, time to return of the sound wave on which the depth of the structure is resolved, and the transverse location of the reflected signal of the transducer. See the diagram below. And we'll explain curvilinear versus linear transducers later. So what are some of the parameters? So we talked about again the three factors: amplitude of reflection, the time to return to the sound wave, and then the transverse location of that reflected wave. So we could talk a little bit more in depth. So the amplitude of the reflection is going to be the brightness. A shade of gray is assigned based on the amplitude of returning sound waves. That person, hi, thank you so very much for the follow. Welcome to the Cup Club. Welcome. Note that the tissues and interfaces that reflect much energy are called echogenic. Kind of like photogenic, but very nice on the eyes for ultrasound to make a very bright image. What about the time to return of the sound wave? That's going to also be referred to as the depth. So the step is going to be the distance in the ultrasound image, and that's going to be determined based on how long it takes the sound waves to return back to the transducer. Note that the ability to differentiate between objects in the plane aligned with the ultrasound beam is referred to the axial resolution. And then our last factor that we're going to need to consider is going to be the transducer location on the reflected signal. So there's hundreds of individual crystals across the transducer, which sounds almost like mumble jumble to some people. It's like, crystals? And it's like, yeah, there's crystals in this ultrasound. These crystals are going to be again across the transducers, and the crystals of the receiver are like hundreds of individuals, each looking straight ahead and describing what's in their field of view. The position of the tissue from which reflected signals originate, is determined based on which crystals receive the signal. This ability to differentiate between objects side by side in a plane no, I'm losing it, Cubs. I can't read anymore. A plane perpendicular to the ultrasound beam is referred to as lateral resolution. What is the effect? So what is going to be the effect of the frequency? So we have higher frequency and we have lower frequency. So the higher frequency is going to be associated with shorter wavelengths and improved resolution, as well as increased attenuation or less penetration, while the lower frequency is going to be associated with increased wavelengths, which are going to result in increasing divergence of the sound waves, which means that the resolution really won't be as nice. And with that, it's going to be an increased attenuation, which allows for a greater penetration to try to see if we could get a better image, but again, the quality is not going to be pretty pixels, you know? Decreased attenuation means that the waves start to penetrate through tissues instead of being reflected, and this is going to result in a worse axial resolution. Thus, higher frequencies produce sharper images while the depth of penetration may be limited. Practically speaking, go with the highest frequency that provides a desired depth of penetration. A note on planes. Orthogonic planes are not employed when describing ultrasound images as is done with CT and MR images. Most commonly, the viewable plane is described with the reference to the structure viewed, longitudinal and transverse. A longitudinal view of the supraspinatus is simply a view aligned with the long axis of the muscle, which normally is the oblique coronal plane. So basically, you know how we're like, oh, where's the sagittal, where's the coronal, where's the axial? Ultrasound doesn't necessarily do that. And if it does, it's more longitudinal or transverse. So, let's see. Imaging characteristics. So, what are the imaging characteristics of different tissues? First, note that tissue characteristics are discussed in terms of the intensity of ultrasound reflected. Tissues that reflect a great deal of ultrasound are called hyperechoic, and tissues that reflect small amounts are called hypoechoic or even anechoic. Whoa. Let's get these, let's get that, let's get this, let's get this. We'll get these in here. Sorry. Next time I do a study stream, I'll have prettier notes. I'll have the notes formatted so I don't have to do this in person. But this table right here is going to summarize the characteristics of different tissues, basically. What we would see in ultrasound and what's normal and what is disease. So let's see. So like for cortical bone, we should see hyperechoic. You're going to see that bone and it's going to reflect a great deal. It should be smooth and continuous when we're seeing the image being produced. But if there's a fracture in that bone, there's definitely going to be a break in the continuity and uneven surface. 3 hours of studying, such a diligent student? I am! So quirky! Hi Marcelo, hi. I have to wrap it up soon because I didn't realize I was going to spend 3 hours on hecking imaging. This is just one class out of, how do you say it? The 3 that I have, and I still haven't looked at the other classes really. I've just formatted the notes, so I'm kind of like, and then I have a meeting at 7, so I have 30 more minutes. Thankfully, the rest of these are just going to be images, so let's actually do this really quick. Let me politely just put the images first. There's a baby. There's a comedian here. Alright, let's look at this. And this. Sorry. This. We'll put this here. Alright, and then we're almost at the end because we have our pros, we have our cons, and then we have our use at the very end. Alright, let's get through it. Alright, so let's make a distinction because we were talking about the transducer heads and we're going like, oh, what's linear? What's curvilinear? What's this? What's that? So linear transducers are going to be used for musculoskeletal ultrasound. The slices or images are rectangular and they're going to be a direct continuation of the transducer head. So put that there. As for curvilinear transducer, As for curvilinear transducers, they're used for most ultrasound studies of the abdomen and pelvic areas, for example, like fetal ultrasounds. The images are angled because the ultrasound beam diverges, and because of this divergence, the deepest structures are seen proportionally larger. So, recite that again? So linear transducers are pretty much used for normal like musculoskeletal stuff. They're pretty straightforward, pretty direct, and it is what it is basically. While curvilinear, this is going to be again for the hip and pelvic areas, especially like for fetal ultrasound, like for pregnancy, because that's going to allow us to get to deeper structures and try to get everything that we can because it's a more bigger area especially. And you can even see here with the rays, the linear rate and the curvilinear rate, and see how much area that the curvilinear rate is getting. Image! This is a straightforward ultrasound. Linear. And then we have our curvilinear, and this is why, look at that. This is what you normally see when there's a pregnant woman and then you're just like, oh, it's a baby. And then look, it's the finished product, a baby. Anyway, whoever made this had funny haha comedian time. So application of ultrasound imaging. So we could use real-time ultrasound imaging for biofeedback, and it is of key importance to understand the unlike radiographs, MRI, and CT, ultrasound images are typically performed and viewed live, not viewed after the images have been made. So what this is saying is that basically we're doing it live, baby, and it's not like, hey, you take a picture with the ultrasound and you're good. No, the ultrasound, you look at it. You're actively looking and trying to find stuff and going from there. Definitely there is an image after, again, especially with the whole like pregnancy thing and when someone gives birth. Or well, before they get birth and you're doing this scan on them or the ultrasound and they have the image and people are like, oh my god, my baby, and they hang it on their fridge. Yeah, there's still images like that, but that's not how we're going to use it diagnostically. So ultrasound can be employed not just for tissue diagnosis but for the purpose of biofeedback, and so this is going to be referred to as real-time ultrasound imaging, RTUI, allowing for dynamic imaging of moving structures. A number of students have used ultrasound in order to obtain real-time evidence of activity of the transversus abdominis during stabilization of the lumbar spine. Let us use a couple of images. So basically they're just like, ooh, look, our multifidus muscle. I'm gonna be completely honest because this is my first day seeing this. I don't see the multifidus muscle. You want to see the multifidus muscle? Hold on. Multifidus muscle is this dummy Christmas tree looking muscle. So to be like, yeah, these are the same. I'm just like, no hacking way. Get out of here. If it loads, it's easy. So you can see the superficial and deep layers of the multifidus muscle, but I'm like, I can't see it. I don't know. I'm still too new. I'm sorry. Here's a transverse image of some of the musculature in our abdomen. Sorry. And for the purpose of diagnosis, ultrasound has been used in detection of infantile hip dysplasia and pathology of the rotator cuff. It's been used for examinations of ligaments and muscle pathology, where we'll be able to apply tension or resistance during the examination to determine if there's a tear present. So we can use it as a diagnostic tool. Has been used to find research about stabilization of the spine. I can be used to determine bony growths, which is really weird because I'm like, oh, yeah, that looks a little weird. And it's like, yeah, that is weird. And pros and cons. Ta-da! So the pros of having ultrasound as an imaging tool is that it's very low cost, and to be honest, the portability is also really nice. When I used to work at the hospital and I had to do ultrasound on a patient, as like a tech, not as anyone super cool like radiologist or anything like that. I was just a tech. There's not a steep learning curve. Looked at cons, steep learning curve. To use it, it's nothing. But that's not a diagnostic way. I'm explaining to use it in a way that was helping to promote healing. Yeah. So pros: low cost, portability. There's really no known hazards. You put the ultrasound gel so the head of the wand can kind of like go over smoothly in the area that you want to go to. And there's the ability to modify the examination. As you heard earlier, basically they could be actively moving and then you could kind of determine from there. And as a diagnostic tool, it would be really cool, especially with the rotator cuff and determining if there's a tear and having them move and then seeing like, oh, that there's a partial tear, oh, there's a complete tear, oh, let's see what we can do. Pros again, it's going to be the dynamic imaging that you can do, so you can place the joint in different positions. I guess you can do that in x-ray, or but I wouldn't really recommend it, A, because you don't want to really expose them like that, and B, it's not really worth it. Hi Ashley, hi. Grilled cheese? Did you make the grilled cheese? Did you do it? Huh? I'm almost done. I have a meeting at 7. But yeah, welcome back. No? This man just brought grilled cheese. That's fine. I tried a few grilled cheese places around Bearcat Mountain and they're... Wait, what do you mean no? Oh, Mom made it! Okay! I was just like, don't tell me you brought $30 grilled cheese. No, I'm just kidding. We like grilled cheese? No, it's good! Do not get me wrong. I would love to make myself a grilled cheese, but as one Bearcat, I can't go through bread that fast. So when I crave grilled cheese, I'm like, oh, this is so delicious. I'll make it like 2 or 3 times. I still like have like half the loaf there, and then it just dies. And part of me is like, I should just start freezing bread. And I did start freezing bread when I had originally moved out the first time. And for whatever reason, that was working. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a bread fanatic. Now that I moved here, in my current Bearcat Mountain area, I'm like, yeah, I'm not really feeling bread. Smart bear. Thanks. I didn't even think about I just learned about freezing bread a few years ago, so I'm still behind on the times. Anyway, yeah, but basically you can do dynamic imaging. So the cons really quick for ultrasound is that there's a steep learning curve and it's pretty difficult to interpret. We saw that multifidus muscle and I'm just like, what is that? Pretty much results may vary. It's operator dependent and dynamic. There's really nothing to hold on to. Like if you're like, oh, I need both hands really quick, you just can't leave the wand sitting there. It doesn't work that way. You have to put it down and then try to find it and then boo, ultrasound. Hi Baz, hi. Welcome, Baz. No, I'm just kidding. Wait, let me not say that. I'll just DM later. Hi Baz though. And yeah, as you should share. He's share guy. Say it. I want to visit. I want to hang out and eat barbecue. I say that every time. I was hanging out with Kisa and I don't know if I don't know if I could say your roommate's name outside. I was telling oh my gosh, how do I say it? I was hanging out with Kisa and I was like, oh my gosh, Texas was so cool. That was so cool. And it was nice to see friendos and your roommates and all that cool stuff. And yada 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 yada. You should definitely come. But then I'm like, wait, this is not my house. let me not invite my best friend since 2008. Let me not do that. But I'm like, oh, it's okay. Because I will just treat Baz to barbecue with my new paint job. If I get it. It'll be cute. It'll be a weekend trip. It'll be short, but it'll be fine. Give you your facts? Has she? Atomic? Are you in office? Fellow office worker? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Cons. Limited field of vision for ultrasound. It's due to the size of the transducer, as you saw in the image earlier. It's a really small thing. Ultrasound doesn't really penetrate through bone. But that's why we have x-rays and other kind of imaging. I would not use ultrasound to be like, a fracture. And ways do not cross interference, and obese patients are just not imaged well. Wow, 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 wow. So when it comes to using ultrasound for diagnosis of muscular disorders, I will be the first to admit there is a learning curve. None of the imaging modalities is as operator dependent as ultrasound, and no images are more difficult to decipher. However, the rewards are tremendous. Not only is ultrasound of value in diagnosing lesions, it's ideally suited to monitor the progressions of soft tissue conditions such as tendon tears and the response to the treatment. So the use compared to MRI, so we can use it for muscles, and it's pretty much as accurate as MRI, and we have a little bit more details on the muscle architect. We can use it for tendons. It really looks like it's very popular for tendons, and I think really it's really popular for rotator cuff tears and all that. Hello Timmy, how's your study going? I'm going well. Hi K-Dog, how's your hecking ankle? How's your hecking ankle? Welcome. Shows degenerative changes in the tendon. It shows tears, and we can see if there's any kind of inflammation like tendonitis and all that. And we can check about ligaments, which rivals MRI with the added stress test because we could do dynamic testing. And for joints, for joints because it's becoming the method of choice for development of hip dysplasia. So, let me see, dysplasia. Oh, dysplasia, by the way, because I'm like, I think I know what it is, but let me double check. No, I didn't know it. Hip dysplasia is a medical term for the hip socket that doesn't fully cover the ball portion of the upper thigh. So you know how we talked about the hip joint being a ball and socket? Yeah, basically it's not fully covering that, and you can easily like dislocate your hip. Or have a dislocated hip, so, ugh. There's no health risk, by the way, to do an ultrasound on someone who may have hip dysplasia, so that's really cool. And MRI can't be done on it, so yay! Ultrasound is cool in that way, but I still say MRI is superior. It's just really expensive. I think right before we got rated, I meant to say the prices of the MRI, and it can be up to like $2,000, which is absolutely insane in the membrane. I don't think I have one. It's absolutely okay. Don't let SG pressure you. SG doesn't even have the facts. SG, tell the truth. SG, tell the truth. Your carrier pigeon? It's 2023. Exactly. It is 2023. Get out of here. Anyway, Erica, I am done with imaging. Not only am I emotionally done with imaging, I'm physically done with imaging. I do not want to look at it anymore until tomorrow morning when I feel better. No, but seriously, let's politely put this away from us because holy heck. I didn't even know you could still get one of those. Yeah, why not? Alright, let's see what we can do though. Alright. Because I have to go get ready in 20 minutes. I have to go look up. I mean, I went to go run errands, so I don't look like awful, but I have to present myself to the new professor politely. Imaging is so cool. I can look at images for hours. I think that's cool. I think this the whole like intro and everything is like super like dry. I think it'll be really cool to see what we'll see in future classes, but it's only literally the first day and the first week, so I'm super excited to share like all the potential like disorders we can all have together. Did you know that in the 1990s you can see Sonic before his official debut in Sonic the Hedgehog? Amazing. Thank you, SG. What are you studying? Human anatomy rehabilitation. Human rehabilitation. Hey, don't do a D's nuts joke. MRIs are so cool to look at. MRIs are so cool. But super superior. Anyway, before Ashley finishes his joke, let's hecking do this. So I have a hecking Discord. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so we're doing our anime nights, and I'm basically switching up the schedule. I know we're like, oh, Bochi, Nichijou, and Jojo. Nope. Whole schedule change. Sorry, anime night cubs. We're gonna watch Bochi, we're gonna watch Trigun, and we're gonna watch the new Nier anime. So yay. I think that would be worthwhile. And then Nichijou and Jojo can, well, we can watch it some other time. I'm so sorry. So please do feel free to check that out. Also on the Discord, I feel like later tonight we will be playing some Fortnite, so anyone's more than welcome to join. And if we have too many people, I would love to play Among Us Hide and Seek. Among Us Hide and Seek is actually super fun. So please do feel free to check that out, and also get a Galmer tag. It's gamer but with a gal in front of it, so we can all play together, and I can tag you, and then life will be good. We can all play together. Yeah. I know you'll be playing Fortnite, SG. I know. New schedule seems pretty cool. I'm glad. I'm like relieved, because part of me is like, oh, I hate like changing things like that, but at the same time I'm just like, hey, I think this will just like work out better, you know? But yeah. Let me see. I think I have a new person to raid. And they're doing art, and it's super cute. And they're little clown. I love a little clown. Oh, thank you, K-Dog, by the way. Thank you, and thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, thank you for the streams. Can't wait for tomorrow. I am excited for tomorrow. I want to play Crisis Core. The schedule may change. I think I'm going to keep it at 4. I might do a little bit earlier or later. It just depends on what time I wake up tomorrow. I'm trying to wake up early so I can try to get like 2 class stuff out of the way. Then Wednesday I could finalize all my class stuff, and then Thursday and Friday can be like review. That's basically like my go-to with the stuff. What about Fortnite? I'm gonna play Fortnite, but if there's too many people afterwards, I'll be like, hey, anyone want to play Among Us? I will definitely put out a feeler, a Pinky Bear promise. Oh yeah, good luck on your job interview. Thank you. I'm super excited to make big cash monies. I will literally cry. I will start crying. I've never made big cash monies before in my life. I've been waiting for my career to do that, and I haven't got my career because I'm too busy studying for the career. So I'm very excited. But yeah, good luck on the job interview. Thank you, Garland. Thank you, and thank you, Atomic. Thank you for streaming. Good luck. Thank you. Pass, what are you saying? What? I don't have that game. Go get that croissant, or rather the hitman job. Listen. I don't even know what the job does. Hopefully it's not a scam. Start crying. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope we can play Fortnite soon. Yeah, exactly. Functional adult Tipanya? I've always been a functional adult. Thankfully. Have a great tip. You got this. Thank you, K-Log. Thank you. Thank you, Rip, as well. Thank you for the stream. Have a good one. Thank you, Sorry Boss. Thank you. Thank you for the stream. Good luck on the rest of the day and week. Honestly, same to you as well. If you're studying as hard as I am, if not most likely even harder, because I'm just like, oh, where am I? I wish you the best of luck in your future studies, and hopefully I get to catch you around, honestly. Kai. Hi. Thank you so very much for the follow. Welcome to the Cub Club. Welcome. Thank you for streaming all the wishes. Of course, get healthy, get good. Anyway, yeah, Discord, Twitter. I meant to say Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is where I have my schedule pinned. So I'm actually gonna be back tomorrow around, I think I wrote 4. Maybe I wrote 5. 4 p.m. EST. I'm really bad at 50-50. I don't remember what I wrote. From Tuesday to Thursday, and Friday. Did I say that right? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Because Wednesday I have back-to-back school meetings, and I'm just gonna dedicate that as a school day. I will be streaming again. Tomorrow I'm gonna do Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII. Super excited to play more of that. And Thursday I'm gonna be doing Elden Ring, and then Friday we'll do some Yakuza. Wednesday, if studying's not doing that great, I might pop in with a study stream and be like, Cups, I need the emotional support. I can't get through this. But I might do that throughout any of the days. I might just have another impromptu study stream, so don't mind me. Teehee. But yeah. Let's see what else I have. Oh, and social. So feel free to check out the TikToks, the YouTubes, and all that other cool stuff that I have to offer. YouTube is where I upload my VODs, and TikToks I put up the croissant meme, as well as on Twitter, so please feel free to check that out. Twitter might be a little bit buried because I got really excited about the Hollow Tempest Boy, so a lot of my posted images are buried. Go man. But yeah, we are going to be raiding Croissant. We're gonna be raiding into Loette the Clown. She is super new to me. She was just recommended, but she looks super cute, and she's working on some pretty cute art right now. How do you say it? I'm also gonna follow her, so so I have 2 raid messages. So if you're not a sugar bear, if you're not subscribed, absolutely no hecking worries. Feel free to use the bear emojis and do the Gao raid. And if you're subscribed, and you're a sugar bear, then feel free to use the Gao raid. Okay? Oh no, I read her tag. She's Australian. That's not like a bad thing, but. What time is it in Australia? Oh, it's 10 a.m. What? No way. Really? That's cool. Okay, sorry. Time zones? What? And Aussie? I know. Blakey? Wait, what the? Crikey! Sorry, I'm thinking it's like super late for her. You have to understand, I'm so used to watching Twee. By the way, bless Twee. I love Twee. But every time I catch her, she's like, yeah, it's really late, or it's really in the morning. So to see an Australian streaming at like what I think is a reasonable time, but still relatively early for her at 10, I'm just like, oh, okay, she's good. Anyway, like Bluey? Oh, like Bluey. Okay, now this is meant to be. And she's using blue in her art right now. It's meant to be. The circles are aligning. The planets are aligning. Retrovision, retrospect, retro Mercury. Alright, grade. Retrograde. Let's go read the clown. She looks super cute, working on cute art, and I will hopefully see you guys later tonight in the Discord where we'll be hanging out playing Fortnite and Among Us, maybe. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me for a study stream. Your emotional support here has brought my energy so high, so I appreciate it. I couldn't have mentally survived without you, Cubs, and it's only the first day of school, so lots of love. Have a good one, Erica. Bye.